Hey everyone, welcome back to the 90th minute. We are your hosts. We got Greg, Lucas, Waz, myself, Liam. If you're new to the podcast, make sure you are subscribed on YouTube, following us on any and all social medias. Links are in the description. Give the video a like.
Yeah.
Comment down below. Give us your thoughts, your questions, your opinions.
Download the podcast.
Download the podcast.
Check out my Twitch. Twitch.tv/itswaz.
Basically. Before our videos gets going, one of them has to plug their own
Yes,
channel.
this is true. I finally hit gold in FIFA Ultimate Team. I'm very happy.
Gold 1.
That's hard to do. Not everyone is
No. You just said gold.
Gold 1, yeah. Gold 1. I hit gold 1. I got 20 wins, 10 losses. Also, shout out to Robbie and Mudassar. They follow me on. You guys are good. Yeah, Robbie, he's a good Rangers fan. Good on you, mate.
There's no such thing as a good Rangers fan, but
I mean,
let's kick it off.
It's fair to say, Kent over Forest.
Let's get into the podcast. Make sure you are subscribed. Like I said, follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Spotify.
Quick question.
Yes.
Kent is better than Forest. Is this correct?
No.
Okay.
Kent almost lost an eyeball today.
Doesn't matter. Come on.
He almost lost his eye.
We can talk about Scott
No.
later.
We got much bigger things. We got Manchester City. We're kicking off with one of the most insane stories to come out of football in the past decade, I'd say.
What the hell happened?
Last decade just
Yeah,
started.
okay. Yeah.
Fraud?
Biggest story of the year, probably.
It is definitely the biggest story of the year. So let's just give a brief recap. If you've been living under a football rock for the last few days, here is what happened. Manchester City have been found to breach financial fair play rules for UEFA. Therefore, they are banned from any UEFA competition, meaning the Champions League.
And the Europa League.
Well, yes, for 2 seasons, plus a €30 million fine. Now, that's the UEFA side of things. So chances are the Premier League, which has very similar financial fair play rules.
It's not exactly the same.
Not exactly, they're very similar. Chances are they will be found to have breached that. It could mean a points deduction. It could mean possible relegation, I've heard.
Yeah, because there's also UK law where if any of Manchester City's financial records have been amended or falsified to present a distorted position, potential expulsion from the Premier League.
That would be awesome. I would love that.
City to the championship.
And it's rumored their titles could be stripped.
The
The 2013 title could be given to Liverpool, which is great for Steven Gerrard. He'd finally get his medal.
I mean, I don't really care about that.
Why not? I'd be happy.
I don't really like titles after.
United would get another title as well.
I mean,
A couple more.
It's a massive story, but it has so many implications, not only for Manchester City, but their players.
Yeah.
Will they stick around if there's no Champions League football? Pep Guardiola, he was already rumored to be
He said he wants
on
to
his
stay.
way out of City, but he could be now, saying, hey, I need Champions League. If there's no Champions League, I'm not going to be here kind of thing.
No, okay.
And then there's huge implications for the other teams in the Premier League. 5th place now will be a Champions League spot. Teams like Sheffield United, Wolves,
Well, unless if City drop out of
United,
top 4.
Arsenal, Chelsea. There's
Everton,
Burnley.
to extent.
There's a lot of teams who could potentially hit
tight,
fifth,
yeah.
Some
fifth
average
spot.
teams.
Yeah. So let's try and break this down. Let's try and have a good discussion about this. We have a few biases on this podcast.
Yeah,
None of us love Manchester City, but then again,
I think we all respect them how good they are, though.
but now,
On the field.
but
On the
now,
Okay,
But how they got those players.
but now we can say, do we respect them because they cheated their way there?
I think it's funny
You
because
could, yes.
before this news kind of broke, there was an interview with Pep Guardiola on Sky Sports. It was a one-on-one, and he was saying, "I love my team. It's so good. My team is so good. I'm going to stay here. I want to stay here." News breaks out like an hour later. Manchester City are banned.
I can't wait till their next press conference.
It was a
Yeah.
huge step by UEFA to ban one of the biggest clubs in the world and be like, hey, we're not going to take this, and that's what it is. It's what you did was not right. It's against the rules, against the law.
The thing is, even PSG could get hit next, maybe.
This is all coming from those
Football leagues.
football
Yeah.
leagues. Yeah, it said that Man City, PSG. There was a few other big clubs that were involved with it, or their finances were very shady, and financial fair play rules were being broken, but the paperwork was being changed to say otherwise. So
Now, there's many people that question whether these financial fair play rules are legal. Like, should they even be? Is it legal to have UEFA being able to put them into place?
can you tell us briefly what what the basics of the rules are?
The basics is that you realistically can't have a debt greater than 30 million. So you can invest more than a 30 million debt.
Yeah.
And That's to prevent teams from overspending and getting into debt, but also many people think that is to protect the big clubs and prevent something like a Manchester City becoming a superpower.
Just spending billions. Yeah. I actually saw a thing that they think the player that pushed City over that debt mark was Wilfred Boney.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
To go into Wilfred Boney brought down Manchester City. Like, incredible.
It's not just the debt though; it's like the shady accounting.
Yeah, I'm not
There's
surprised.
a lot. I know I watched a video probably about a year back, and if I can find it, I'll give you the link. But it says about how they're offshore bank accounts kind of thing, and there are sponsorships on it. It's
Just everything adds up.
shady.
To be fair, a lot of footballers have offshore bank accounts to avoid
100%.
taxes.
100%.
So do I.
What?
Never mind. Never mind.
But for Manchester City to miss out on the Champions League and possible Premier League implications, financially, it's a huge loss.
I
30
had
million.
a Man City fan saying that they're actually not going to get banned because City's lawyers or whatever are just going to like fight this to the point where the UEFA can't do anything.
They will appeal it 100%,
Yeah.
and chances are this will be brought
No,
out for
like,
years.
No,
in
it's like
court.
they're going to be fighting for years to the point where the ban will not be in place or something. Like that's how the lawyers are going to do.
The
They're
ban
go-
will happen,
They're
I'm
going to
sure.
draw it out as long as they can.
I'm sure the ban will happen eventually, but
Well, the thing is, there were like leaked statements many years ago from one of the higher ups at Manchester City, one of the richest men in the world,
Yeah.
saying like, well, I'd rather spend a certain like this huge sum of money on the 50 best lawyers in the world instead of getting banned from the Champions League or receiving a fine or something.
yeah, I mean, like financially, missing out on Champions League, Premier League implications, 30 million fine. Financially, yes, this club is huge and worth billions, but they will feel it. It will hurt.
Good.
30 million is a
Good.
lot of money.
It's a lot. But I
All
mean,
those plastic
they are worth
fans,
a few
where are
billion.
they going to
Yes.
Back to where they came from.
go? Oh, so Liverpool. Now, plastic fans, right? We're not even close to that. We're not even close to City's level. What do you mean?
You're right up there.
I mean, brand-wise, you're one of the biggest
Oh
clubs
yeah,
in the
well,
world.
but I'm just
What does this
saying.
mean though for City's players? Do we see them sticking around?
Okay, so
Aguero's, De Bruyne's, Bernardo Silva's.
in the case that this ban stands, you're saying?
They're banned from the Champions League for 2 years. They get a points per reduction in the Premier League.
Okay, well,
Like the worst case
If
scenario.
they got relegated, there's no chance.
of course.
Yeah,
there's
I
no
don't, I don't see Ederson lining
Mm-hmm.
up at
Craven
Derby
Cottage.
County. What
do you mean?
They're coming. Could you imagine they're coming up and City are going down?
Irony.
That'd be wild.
I mean, if we
That'd be
like,
crazy.
let's look at players like expiring contracts next year. Leroy Sané,
He's probably going to Bayern Munich.
that was probably before that ban. Sergio Aguero,
Yeah.
he's 31.
He's been rumored to be
Yeah.
going back to, is it Boca Juniors?
He can still play in Europe. though.
100% he can. But he's said for, I think I saw a thing, he said the past 7 seasons, I'm going back to Argentina. I'm going back to
He
Argentina.
wants to go home.
Sergio, when are you going?
Well, he wants to win a Champions League with Manchester City.
that
Well,
was
that's kind of
And which is kind of to the next point. What is Manchester City going to do in Champions League right now?
Well, we can get into that.
we are going to do a full
We'll
Champions
do a
League
prediction
breakdown
soon.
pretty soon here. We're just going to touch on.
wait. Aguero to Inter Miami.
No.
No. Beating
Let's,
Zenworth?
let's,
Oh, like-
let's stop with the Inter Miami.
I mean,
Okay.
Fernandinho,
Neymar's going there,
his
don't
contract.
worry.
Oh my God.
Fernandinho's contract expires next year. Like Stones, Otamendi.
They can both go. It's okay.
Eric Garcia.
Actually, you know what? They can stay. They're both championship quality.
Oh,
Yeah, honestly.
like will a guy like Raheem Sterling stay at a club without Champions League?
Sterling,
De Bruyne,
Yeah.
Bernardo Silva, Ederson.
We-
Jesus,
we
Mahrez,
always-
Gundogan.
Yeah, we always
Mendy.
talk about how deep and
There's so
good
many
this team
players.
is. So,
Like-
all these players are going to have to leave.
Like legit, if this ban stands, if you're Real Madrid, you see KDB, you're like, I'll have him. We don't need Pogba.
If this ban stands and the players are unrest, and then Pep Guardiola even is unrest and says, I'm going to leave, this could be the biggest cherry picking summer of season in European
Yeah,
history.
yeah.
It could be the biggest clubs in the world fighting over some of the biggest players and managers in the world.
And like the thing is, City can't just like say, "Oh, we're not going to sell you," but like the wages that they make.
I know.
And if you don't have the Champions League revenue,
Yeah.
you do have the Premier League revenue, but
In a sense, their club could just fall apart.
Well, I think the city's owners, they have enough money.
yeah, they're not going to fall apart.
They have enough money in reserve, kind of thing,
But their
to
team
pay
could
for
fall
the
apart
next 2
still.
seasons. Kind of, the worst case scenario, if they had no Champions League, no Premier League revenue kind of thing. They could tide themselves over until then. But do they want to? Would they want to dip into their own personal funds to pay for these players?
I mean, that's why they've been doing a shady business.
Exactly. You know, they could just cut their losses. So, you know, these next 2 years almost don't exist in our history. We'll come back then and we'll just spend a ton of money on players again.
Well,
And just
but
go right
then,
back
but
into
then if they
financial
break
fair play.
financial fair play again,
They're just going to keep going in the cycle.
Another 3 years
I
later.
thought the Glazers were bad.
The Glazers just don't know what they're doing.
No,
These
they-
guys know what they're
No,
doing.
Glazers just don't care. The Glazers
Don't care.
They just don't show up to any games, honestly.
Please don't do that again.
Andy Tate, just don't care.
Anyways.
yeah. But maybe Phil Foden would get a chance to play.
Yes. Use the
Phil
youth.
Foden could start for almost any other Premier League side.
Well, except for his.
except for his. Would he want... I mean,
He's
I don't- I
a
don't-
local kid there,
yeah,
so
I
there's
don't think City's going to get relegated. I don't see that happen. I see probably maybe like next season they start with like a 10 points reduction,
I think they'd make the reduction this year, to be honest.
which is stupid. That's boring.
It's a Premier League.
It's boring. Start Man City off at negative
'Cause, like-
15. And they're going to catch their way up then.
I'd rather
That'd be
them.
great.
I'd rather them be still in the mix for like the Champions League in a way, because then it makes it so that fifth place becomes Champions League spot, and those lower teams.
Well, then
But if you're City, do you... So if you're City, you get a points reduction this year. But so next year you're not technically reduced points, but you have no Champions League to play for. Do you just play your young players?
Maybe.
You
'cause
just say,
at this
throw
point-
these next
at
2
this
they
years.
may
point,
just
it's like,
have to.
They're not going to win the
Men's
title.
They don't. Well, it doesn't matter if they do.
Yeah, and also, plus, they're not going to make champions. Well, I mean,
Well, they probably do want to
No.
win the title
but they're not going to. I mean, this team is unstoppable at the moment.
for this season.
I mean they were stoppable the season before.
Yeah.
It's the same
Next
team.
season's another year. You never know.
I mean, Liverpool's going to win
They
the
might
title.
want to prove a point.
But
and
they might. But it all depends on who stays.
No,
who
I mean,
goes.
just like
Yeah.
this season.
This
like,
season,
What
yes.
what do you do?
this year.
You're not going to win the title.
Exactly.
You're not going to have Champions League next season, regardless.
You go
So
hell
what-
bent
you
for
just-
Champions League. Just win it.
Just drop to
right
eighth.
now.
I mean, these players have pride. They have bonuses,
Yeah,
like
guess.
that's
yeah,
a big
but-
thing.
playing for the shop window.
Yeah. This season, I think you'll see City just kind of finish it off. You know, they'll play the same players. They'll do what they
You know,
do.
it's
but
in a sense, it's kind of sad because they've built up this kind of history over the last decade, and now it's just this giant stain.
It was a history that everyone in the world knew was a bought history.
Oh yeah.
No one had the proof for it, but now there's proof. Now there's actual physical proof. Hey, they bought their titles.
But the thing is, it was leaked proof.
It was,
It wasn't.
exactly.
It wasn't found
Yeah.
by UEFA. It was-
UEFA didn't do it, yeah, and that honestly shows how corrupt UEFA is in FIFA in
and
general.
could that lead to the ban being overturned or like the appeal? Would you expect the appeal to be shrinked?
There's a hell
or-
of a lot of.
I
what ifs and
think
maybes.
essentially what's going to
Yeah.
happen is, you know, they're going to get this ban, and they're going to have to rebuild. The players will leave, because I don't see a player like Kevin De Bruyne waiting 2 seasons to go back to Champions League.
No.
No.
These
He's too
players
good
are in
for
they're
it.
in their prime right now. They're not
This
going
is
to miss out on
perfect for a
this.
club like Real Madrid to
Real
start picking
Madrid,
players.
Bayern Munich, Juventus,
Yeah.
Dortmund, even
Both
other
down.
Premier League clubs.
A lot of players can go
there's
a
a
lot of
lot.
different places.
Raheem
and it'll
Sterling
be
back to
very.
Liverpool.
Shut up. I like the guy, but he's not gonna ever come back to Liverpool.
I mean, I could see Chelsea picking some of these players.
Chelsea-
Kevin De Bruyne back to Chelsea.
Chelsea have their transfer ban lifted.
Leicester City could pick somebody. You know,
There's a lot.
There's a lot. It's a lot.
Basically,
Riyad Mahrez back to Leicester.
no.
Leicester win the Champions League.
The biggest questions are what is going to happen with City in terms of bans and penalties.
I still think this ban could.
Be overturned.
Yeah, I don't.
Knowing
Yeah.
City, knowing UEFA, quite probably.
But the thing is, I think you have to also consider AC Milan. They were banned from
Yeah.
European competitions last season because they weren't able to comply with financial fair play. So it's not the exact same thing because the proof wasn't found by UEFA with City's case. It was
Yeah.
found by leakers. So it's such a difficult one, and I'm not a lawyer, so I won't be able to.
Unfortunately, we just don't
we are
know
not,
enough
we are
right
not
now.
lawyers.
I think the ban is a bit harsh. Maybe a season ban from the Champions
but we
League,
don't know
We just don't know.
how much they were breaking financial
Yeah,
fair play.
we don't
It
know
could
enough
be
information yet.
millions and millions.
And there
right?
could be more. And
Yeah.
there's stuff that they're potentially still hiding, maybe. But
Yeah.
also,
Knowing City, there's probably.
but do you think with this ban, do you think there's some bias against Manchester City?
From UEFA. Or?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think UEFA would want to kick out one of the biggest clubs in the competition. But,
A team that's always competing in there and
but at the
always making
same
it in.
extent, I think it's everyone knew. When this news broke, I don't think anyone was like, "What? Really?" No, it was.
And they had
It's
a
not like
financial
some small team.
No,
did
no
that.
one was surprised. Everybody just laughed.
Yeah.
It's like about time.
And they did have a financial fair play fine many years
Yeah, they
ago.
did, yeah.
They got a fine and they also got a restriction in the squad, I think.
And like I know City's owners, like they just don't like UEFA. It's like yeah, because
they boo the Champions League anthem when it's
it's
at-
like
at
sorry,
the
there are
Etihad.
rules. You know, you have to follow rules. No, we don't like those.
But do you? The thing is, there's a lot of shadiness that goes on in football. A lot
Clearly.
of corrupt stuff that
Step ladder.
The bigger the club, the more shady. The bigger the organization, whether it is
the
UEFA
more
or
money on the
FIFA.
line, the more shadiness there could be.
Although your club seems
Well,
wholesome.
Man City was
You
And
never
you-
know,
you-
man. There could be doping. You never know.
You never know.
Man City
It's
was
the
hell
thing.
bent on creating the European Super League. Could that have been a way for them to get out of UEFA?
UEFA is part of the Super.
The Super League doesn't exist.
Yeah.
But there's
Well, they wanted to build
That'd
it.
be UEFA's plan, the
Which
Super League.
personally, I think that was
Probably.
just stupid.
Super League?
Yeah, it would have
was
destroyed
really dumb.
football. It would have destroyed football, but it would just make it less. I don't know.
I don't know.
Special.
To me,
Plastic.
it's
Yeah.
it's going to be a waiting game the next few weeks. See
Yeah.
what happens. See what reports come out. See what bans are handed out.
Right now, it's just a mess, and we don't know
It's
enough.
just all breaking kind of thing. So
Let us know down below what you think.
Exactly.
Also, I just want to mention from The Athletic, apparently this is a headline I'm reading off Reddit. According to The Athletic, Man City players given social media orders on Friday, but as Champions League ban that may cost the players millions, make it harder for City to control their futures. Expect the players to be ruthless and act in their own interest.
100%. They're going to take their own careers. in
You
their
have
own
to. You
hands,
can't
yeah.
just. You're not just gonna.
There might be a
So-
few that stick around through
I
it,
don't.
but
I don't
Yeah, some might actually. Sorry,
like
what was-
when Juventus got relegated.
yeah, like some might actually love
Yeah.
the city, love the fans that they do
But I
interact
don't
with.
see any of them being diehard City.
Except for
other than
Phil
Foden, yeah.
So I guess Messi's not going to City now.
Probably not.
Okay, that's out of the water.
Where does Pep go? I know we got this question on our TikTok
Yeah,
and Instagram.
Pep.
We'll get on to the questions from you guys later on. But if Pep does leave, where to?
Juventus is like the high.
Yeah,
the
I think
main option
Juventus-
everyone's talking
Juventus,
about.
PSG.
I doubt
I've heard Napoli. I don't see
Pep is
Napoli.
never going to go to
I
Napoli.
know, I've
Napoli
heard
need
Napoli, I've
to
heard
clean
that.
themselves up a bit.
It'd be interesting to see Pep back at Bayern, to be honest.
That's
but
what
I
I
don't
was
think he's
thinking.
ever going to do that.
I don't see him going back.
No, Bayern are doing pretty well without him.
Good.
I think.
Flick.
Fleek.
Shout out Fabian. I'm not doing the Bundesliga theme song no more.
Oh yeah, did you not see the piano theme he
He's
sent?
hurt. He's hurt my feelings.
Yeah, no, he sent me a video of him playing the piano.
Doing the Bundesliga thing?
Yeah, I tried sending it to you, but
I didn't see it.
I'll have to show you later. It's
Okay.
great. Lucas, can you maybe insert it later?
no.
It's like a 3-second clip.
Let's get on from Man City to the Champions League because that is coming up this midweek. It's
Thank-
back.
it's back.
It's back.
Thank goodness.
The Champions League
It's
is
been
back.
too long.
It's been way too long. 100%.
It's very exciting.
There's some incredible fixtures coming up here.
Let's clean these up.
Hopefully, starting this week, we'll be consistent with 2 uploads a week on
We're getting
YouTube.
there. We're getting there.
Hopefully, we'll be able to recap these matches every week.
Yes. Stay tuned for Wednesday.
Oh,
or maybe Thursday, maybe.
Wednesday
So-
night, Thursday morning.
There will be an
I-
upload on our YouTube for a full Champions League match day
So here's
1
the thing.
breakdown.
I have good news. I cannot record this Wednesday. Sorry, but I've told my work I want Wednesdays off.
Good. Champions League comes first.
You have demanded it.
Well, I mean,
You want
demand.
you want two
well,
of them
we're
big
done.
meeting.
We're done with our own football matches because we usually play Tuesdays, so I'll be working Tuesdays instead. So it works out.
Yeah, you go to you brought your agent to your boss.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess.
Let's start off though with the first match day of the
That- you
Champions
brought
League.
Jan.
It sees Borussia Dortmund hosting PSG. That's a tasty affair.
That is a.
That's lovely.
It's an
Borussia
exciting
Dortmund.
two attacking teams.
We're gonna predict the overall tie,
Yes. Both legs combined. Overall
but
tie.
we will preview each match as well.
Yes. So to break down Dortmund PSG, first leg is at Borussia Dortmund. Haaland, will he have an impact?
Yes.
I don't know.
You don't rate him that much. He's done very well in the
If
Champions
he was
League.
if he was at
I'm
United,
waiting.
would he be?
I'm waiting to
in
see
the-
what he can do against a top team.
He's done well in the Champions League.
Somewhat against some rather poor teams.
He scored against Napoli and Liverpool,
Yeah.
I think.
Okay, he's all right.
Well, Napoli are meh, but Liverpool are decent.
And with a weaker team,
Decent.
Yeah,
They're
okay,
all
listen,
right.
I'm still waiting. He's very good. I'm not denying that, but
That's the thing. We'll see if he can.
maybe
prove
the hype
himself
is a little bit
against
too
PSG.
much.
Let's make a prediction for this one. Who goes through from this tie? Dortmund
PSG?
or PSG?
PSG. Let me tell you.
I-
6-2 on aggregate for PSG.
Wow.
Jeez.
Wow.
That is
I will go PSG as well.
okay. Well,
5-3 on aggregate.
I mean, Greg's kind of forced this.
I have to say Dortmund because I predicted Dortmund to win the Champions League. So
So by what scoreline? For both legs combined.
I'll go 5-4.
We're all going for high
See,
score.
I think,
5-4
I think in the
Dortmund.
home game for Dortmund it'll be 2-2,
2-2.
but 4-0 at PSG's ground.
Wow.
Dortmund will win the first leg. I'd say 4-3 or something crazy like that.
Okay.
That would start the Champions League off fantastically.
But I do think PSG will win it, especially if Neymar doesn't get injured for once in the Champions League.
Is he not missing the first
Yeah.
leg?
Is he missing the
I
first
thought
leg?
he was.
I think he'll be back.
He's just injured the entire time.
It's Neymar.
Okay.
You never know.
I-
I'm betting on Kylian.
I'm making my prediction based on Neymar at least playing the second leg.
Yeah.
So I think PSG will win the second leg, like probably like 3-1 or something,
So you
4-2.
don't have faith in Icardi? Oh, or Di Maria?
I'm still predicting PSG to win the tie.
Cavani?
I mean, Di Maria's
I'm the lone wolf.
Mbappe.
but if Neymar doesn't play, then I'd say Dortmund go through. But I'm going to say PSG right now.
So PSG, Borussia Dortmund. The other one in match day 1 is Atletico Madrid hosting Liverpool.
I don't know.
You don't know.
I mean, I know who's going through. I just don't know what the aggregate scoreline will be.
This one's it is a weird one to predict because it is Atletico Madrid.
they
who's-
don't concede a hell of a lot, but they don't score at all.
I watched them this weekend, and
Bad.
I mean, they're not great on set pieces.
Nope.
Liverpool's great on set pieces. So
Yeah, and there's still questions about Atletico Madrid. They have a few players missing. And
Usually Simeone does get the most out of their players in the big games, though.
I think
I'm not even going to predict a scoreline, but I'm just going to say Liverpool's going through.
Atletico Madrid will win the first leg will be a tie, 1-1 or something like that. And then Liverpool will win the second leg at home like 2-0 or something.
Liverpool's going through.
Liverpool to go through 5-1 in aggregate.
Jeez.
That's a lot.
That's
of
a
goals.
good
2-1
Yeah,
2-1 at the Wanda,
That's a lot
3-0.
A lot of
3-0
goals
at,
against Atletico Madrid. So
3-0 at Mr. Anfield. Mr. Anfield? At Anfield.
Mr.
Jesus.
Anfield.
Jesus. What are you going?
Maybe. Oh, this is a tough one because
He wants to choose Atletico Madrid because he doesn't want to be choosing.
no, I just don't know how. I don't know if I want to go more goals or less.
It's a weird one.
Always
to
go
predict.
more.
Because I don't know how much Atletico will score, but I know Liverpool can score a lot.
Yeah, it's the weird
But
thing.
it's like maybe I'll go 4-2 aggregate Liverpool.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect too many goals in this tie, honestly.
No, I don't either.
5-1. Wednesday sees arguably one of the most interesting match days in Champions League history.
Yeah.
Atalanta hosts Valencia, and then Tottenham hosts RB Leipzig. Now,
I like.
I like them,
I like
honestly.
it. It's not like
I got to give Atalanta some credit. They've been pretty decent so
they can
far in
score
Serie
some.
A.
They can score some goals.
Valencia have some injury issues. Ezekiel Garay is out.
They also don't look good defensively
They don't
either.
look kinda shaky.
I watched them also this weekend.
Okay.
That's why.
I'm going Atalanta 7-4 in aggregate.
Oh my god.
they're defensively they're a bit shaky, but they can score
I'm
a lot
gonna
of
be
goals,
a
right?
bit more conservative and go
I don't know.
4-2
I feel that'll be an exciting
Atlanta,
tie.
Atalanta on aggregate.
I mean, Valencia are. They played defensively against Ajax at the end of the group stage, which worked perfectly for them.
Yeah.
And Ajax got frustrated, but will they be able to pull it off over 2 legs against one of the top goal scoring teams in Europe?
But Atalanta haven't been superb defensively.
They haven't, which is a fair point, but Valencia haven't been either recently.
Yeah.
So will Valencia be able to cover the holes, or is it going to be like the recent matches? I think
Crack's going to be exposed, yeah.
I'm a big fan of Atalanta, as
Yes,
many
you
of you
are.
know.
We all know.
Big man Ilicic.
I mean,
And
he's great.
okay, Waz is a big fan of
Just-
Atalanta.
just a bit
just
legit.
'cause of
Big
Ilicic.
big fan of he's gonna score a hat trick.
Big man Devon Zapata's coming back. I
Yes.
think things are starting to work well for Atalanta, and I do think Atalanta will win this tie.
No,
I-
score
I-
prediction?
Let's say
I'm gonna say 4-2 Atalanta.
Same. I got you.
I'm gonna say 6-3 overall.
Okay.
They were close.
We all agree Atalanta's.
You guys, except you,
Watch
Greg.
Valencia win the tie.
You guys didn't even predict Atalanta to go through.
Yeah.
What?
You guys didn't even predict Atalanta to go through. Well, same with Valencia.
Yeah.
I've been proved wrong. After their destruction of Torino, I've seen the light.
Tottenham Hotspur, they host Leipzig, like I said, in the first match day. And
I very much like this
is a
game
good,
too.
this is a very good
If Spurs can actually show up, this will be a very good game.
I mean,
Mourinho, will he have a bit of some dark magic kind of thing?
I,
Leipzig are a good team. 100% they're a very good team.
But can Mourinho do
Trying to
the
think.
magic?
5-4 Spurs.
Dang.
I will go 5-3 maybe to Leipzig.
Okay.
I'm sensing some evil Mourinho in this.
I'm going. I'm going 4-4 penalties. Spurs.
Penalties in the round of 16.
Yeah,
love to
I'm
see it.
saying it.
I hope so. We're kind of We're hyping these matches up very
These are
high.
great
Yeah,
games.
because I don't really know how to aggregate.
These could
scores.
just be 0-0 games
Yeah.
all the time.
Okay,
Yeah, we are expecting a lot of goals.
Okay.
But this
We've
is
been
over,
waiting
this is
for
over
this.
2 legs. kind of
I
thing.
say
and we've been waiting.
Yeah.
Spurs
We're ready
will
for
win.
goals.
2-1 on aggregate.
Very close conservative. I like it. Next match day.
So we all three of us predicted Spurs. Waz with Leipzig.
The German machine rolls.
And yeah, these next ones
Now,
that Liam are
it's
going to mention is
2
next
weeks.
week.
2 weeks.
No,
ago.
next week.
Next week, the 25th and 26th of February. Napoli hosts Barcelona and Chelsea hosts Bayern Munich.
Which one do you want to start with?
I'm going to start with Napoli, the Arsenal of Italy.
Technically.
I think this is going to be.
But
easy.
I think
I don't like that he's even thinking.
I'm gonna go 4-1 Barcelona.
5-0 Barcelona.
No.
I'm going 5-2 Barcelona.
I think
Lucas.
Barcelona
No.
women are just they're kind of shit. There's too much.
This man's about to say Napoli's going to go through.
Well, he's explaining his point.
I
Let him
think
explain his point.
Barcelona's a little bit too inconsistent.
You're still saying they're going to go through.
Yeah, but there's
Yeah.
still. I mean, Napoli's got a bigger pile of crap.
I
at the
agree.
moment.
Lucas hit me with this one.
Okay, so hear me out.
Oh no.
So Napoli, they defeated the best team in the world once in the group stage, and they drew them
Liverpool,
the other time.
100%.
They also had some good results recently.
Against
They
Juventus.
defeated Inter Milan 1-0 in the midweek cup, and they also defeated Juventus quite recently, who are many people's Champions League picks.
Okay.
So I think Napoli are very good against the big teams.
Okay.
I think for some reason they step up really highly for I don't know why.
Gattuso just yells at them a little louder.
Well, no, this was even not just Gattuso, but with
This is
Ancelotti
before,
as
yeah.
well. Well, it's both. With Barcelona, I see weaknesses if you press them high up the pitch.
Agreed.
I honestly don't know if Napoli do that all the time, but if Gattuso thinks of that plan, I think it could work well with them. They have a great group of players that could give them advantages in some cases.
We've seen Barcelona be shaky this season already.
We have
so-
100%.
And I mean, Napoli's getting a couple. They're getting better results
Yeah.
recently too.
But overall,
Heavy with the scoreline, Lucas.
I think Messi will get a game-winning goal in the second leg to win the tie 4-3.
So
overall,
Barcelona's still going through.
by 1 goal.
Okay, that's all we needed to hear.
but I wouldn't be surprised if Napoli do go through, and
Yeah.
that might be crazy to say.
Yeah.
You do like when an underdog.
Oh,
wins, though.
100%.
It makes it. great.
Chelsea, Bayern Munich. Now, this is a repeat of the final where Mr. Didier Drogba showed up. Love Didier in that final.
Robin didn't like that final.
No, he didn't.
That's okay.
But-
One
Or
next year.
Schweinsteiger.
It is a bit of a repeat.
true.
Who goes through here?
Bayern gets their revenge. I think this is actually a really easy game for Bayern.
Yeah, I think so
Yeah.
too. I think Bayern's too strong right now.
I think Chelsea can score against Bayern, but I also think Bayern can score way more against
I
Chelsea.
mean, Chelsea have been struggling to create chances recently, and the chances they do create, they just miss. And the goals they do score seem to be coming from their defenders for some reason.
I think Robert Lewandowski will have a field day with those center backs.
Alfonso's
like
gonna
that.
destroy Chelsea.
He's a left back. It doesn't really.
He can still
He's
Okay,
gonna
okay, I'm sorry.
destroy.
Did you see him against Leipzig?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you know
Man
Andy
match.
Look, let's
Robertson?
be real here.
Yeah.
Who's a better left back, Andy Robertson or Alfonso Davies?
Well, of course it's Andy Robertson right now. Davies is 19.
I know, but a lot of people are saying Davies is like one of the best left backs in the world.
Give
at
him
the
some
moment.
time. Give him some time.
crazy.
Give him a season.
Yeah, dude, for a
Maybe
year.
okay. I'm on the Davies hype
The
train.
man is still
Anyways.
living in like a one-bedroom apartment.
I'm gonna go 5-2 Bayern aggregate.
I'm going 4-1 Bayern.
Are we crazy to think these high score lines? Or not?
We haven't done like
It
a
just
1-0
feels weird.
yet.
I'm gonna say. Yeah, I agree with Greg. 4-1, Bayern.
3-2 Bayern.
Oh, you think it's
That's
gonna be close?
1-1 at Stamford Bridge. 2-1 Bayern at the Allianz.
Close.
Can I just say, if I get a bunch of these right, you owe
Pints?
me pints.
Well, we're predicting.
We're almost all the same predictions.
Look.
He had the Leipzig one though.
Sure.
So.
Real Madrid against cheaters Manchester City. Am I allowed to call them that from now on or what? And then Lyon versus Juventus. Now,
Let's just get Leon.
let's get Lyon Juventus out of the way because Lyon have been crap in Ligue 1. They're sitting 11th currently, but they have Moussa Dembele. He'll score, but
And Leon did good to get through to where they are.
A
So
few C's. I'm expecting 5-1.
no, this is gonna be my
5-1 Juve.
this is gonna be my small scoring one. I'm gonna say 2-0.
Yeah.
Juventus.
I mean, I think it's disrespectful to Leon for not saying they won't score a goal. But then again,
5-1 I said.
I'm
You
not.
said
I'm
it,
not.
me.
Yeah, I'm talking to him. It's not all about you.
I gotta
Liam.
predict one low scoring game, or else it just feels
Yeah,
weird.
100%.
I think. Yeah, it's probably gonna be like, I don't know, like 4-2 or something overall. I'd say.
For Juventus.
Yeah, over
Make
the
sure you
over,
say this.
over the 2 legs.
Yes, was.
Nothing.
Give me your thoughts.
Oh, on this?
Nothing. No one's winning.
3-1 Juventus.
Okay. Real Madrid versus City.
Okay, this one.
This is the interesting one.
This is a rematch of the. Is it the 2013
Is it fair?
semifinals?
Fair to call it this year's El
2014?
Clasico?
El Clasico, 100%.
Or
No,
was
I mean,
2016?
City
I
against
don't know.
PSG is El Clasico.
This is a rematch of some semifinal years ago, where Real Madrid won the tie 1-0, and they only had 2 shots on target or something.
Yeah.
Wasn't a great match, but Real Madrid, despite the result this weekend, they have been pretty good defensively recently. They do have Zidane, who's I don't think he's ever lost a Champions League tie as a manager,
That's insane.
and
Yeah.
he's obviously won many finals.
Yeah.
So
We all know that. Yeah.
and also with Pep Guardiola's apparent bottleness in the Champions League in recent years against Monaco, Liverpool, and
Well,
Spurs.
Have we seen Pep versus Zidane yet?
No.
No, this is interesting.
This
Then.
would be good.
I do believe, despite Man City might have some motivation to do really well in this, I do think Real Madrid are going to win this tie narrowly.
It's gonna be close.
2-1 overall, over 2 legs.
2-1 for Madrid.
Yes.
Greg, who you got?
Why am I next? All
So
right.
I'm last.
I think City has the motivation. I think it's a big jump as to why they need to win it now, though. And I'm gonna say 3-2 City.
Was.
Going Real Madrid.
Very close game.
Real Madrid 4-2.
I actually don't think Madrid are going to score.
Really?
2-0 Man City.
With
That
their
is really
defense?
weird.
2-0 Man City.
Are you
Liam,
nuts?
it's
Have
City.
you seen City's attack?
Yeah. So attack doesn't defend all the time. It keeps the ball.
I'm just saying.
All right, so we got 2 City and 2.
Like, why don't you think that?
Madrid.
Explain that, because that is really confusing.
That's a little
I just
weird.
think in the big moment, the Manchester City midfield will win this tie.
I mean, Real Madrid's midfield's pretty damn good, though.
I agree. I completely agree. Man City's defense has
Do you
been
think-
shocking this year, but I think over the 2 games they'll be able to pull their shit together.
do
Defend.
you
half
agree with
decently.
me though? Like that, what happened is gonna help them. Like,
It might.
I think that the
or were you
motivation will be
predicting
there.
this before that?
Well, I think the motivation will definitely help, but I think their midfield is just better.
I mean, the motivation should have been there all the time.
Yeah, but I think the
Yes.
drive might be there more.
I mean, but still, it should have been there when they played Monaco. It should have been there when they played Liverpool.
I rate City going forward stronger than Madrid going forward.
I think Madrid's more of a complete team, though. Well, honestly,
I agree.
Probably.
I
Probably.
think I don't know, just something about Madrid and its experience under Zidane.
100%. And I very well could be very
A
wrong
lot of
with
that
this
team
one,
has
but
played under Zidane for a couple of years in the finals.
I just have a weird feeling that City could just
You're not wrong. They-
close out for
I have a
for
funny
2
feeling.
games.
Honestly,
for 2-0.
I hate to say it, but I think they do have the facilities.
Got the facilities, big man.
I'm
But
sorry.
I don't know. I think Real Madrid are winners. They've already won a trophy this year,
Yes.
even though they did lose in the Copa del Rey, which was kind of
Which
funny.
one did they win?
The Super Cup.
Oh, okay. Well, they can still win the league title and the Champions League, so go for it.
I think Yeah, and I think Benzema's playing very well.
He is.
recently.
That's been one of the most informed strikers in Europe.
I don't know how Otamendi and
Yeah.
Stones, maybe Laporte will be able to
Who
play,
knows?
but I don't know.
Maybe Hazard will turn up.
Yeah.
So
I mean, he'll be back in
look,
England.
But look how PSG
he's used to playing there.
PSG dismantled Real Madrid the first match day. So 3-0.
Yeah, but that was Real Madrid still getting things.
100%,
Yeah, they were.
100%.
But since then, they've improved so much.
But they weren't great in their group. They were
No,
good.
but I think they're still.
Their group
I
was
think
not
they're
easy.
obviously
It was pretty
contenders.
Of course, they're competitors.
And honestly, only time will tell, though. Gotta wait
At this
a week
point,
for it. And
guys,
Yeah.
who do you think?
I think it's one of the best
have we covered?
games, but
Have we covered all the teams?
Yes,
Yeah.
So right now, who do you think will be in the Champions League final?
I mean, we've answered this question in the past like 3 episodes.
I know.
He says final though.
Who will be in the final?
Well, 2 teams.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on the draw.
it depends.
I know.
on the draw.
I'm
It's
just
like
if you can. What's your dream final at the moment?
Dream final.
Out of everyone here.
Dortmund Liverpool. So then I get my 2 predictions.
No, man. That would be a heart attack for Klopp.
Dream final.
I kind of have 2. I want Bayern PSG final.
He's
or,
gonna say Atalanta and someone.
no. I want an El Clasico final in the Champions League final. We've never seen
We've
that.
never seen that.
We haven't
100%.
seen an El Clasico final since like 2013, maybe.
There's never been an El Clasico.
No, like in the
final.
Champions League final.
In general, I'm talking about.
Oh.
like
Not
a
just
derby
Champions League.
final.
Yeah, I was talking about the Copa del Rey final.
Oh, okay. I mean, we had a Madrid derby in the final once.
We've
Yeah,
had Bayern and Dortmund.
Yeah,
that's not a derby.
They're classic.
That's not a derby though. That's just the classic.
still the best Champions League final in recent memory.
I prefer Bayern. I prefer Chelsea over Bayern. I gotta be honest. Didier.
It's
Didier.
exciting though.
Okay.
If I had to pick a dream final, I think it would be Liverpool versus Bayern Munich.
Okay.
I'd say it would
Rematch.
I'd say it'd be Atalanta Lyon.
I don't know.
Why do we invite this guy to the show?
Imagine,
Honestly,
though.
I would
Imagine.
not mind seeing PSG going really far this year. I think they have
They
it.
have to. They have to start doing well in the
No,
Champions League.
it's but just more for like
This
Neymar,
is the time for
Neymar's
them to-
legacy, Mbappe's ego.
Why do you hate this man all of a sudden? You loved
He's
him.
turned into me, and then
Honestly,
I don't even hate him that much.
I thought he was more of a humble guy and whatnot. And he just
When did you ever think he was humble?
I don't know, but the way he's been treating his coach, I don't like it.
His coach is stupid.
Stupid.
He shouldn't be coaching PSG.
I don't really know much about Thomas Tuchel. I've never met him, so I can't really comment on him.
I would assume you
The
haven't
dude's
met
winning
him.
titles. What am I doing? I'm playing FIFA.
Greg could win titles of League One.
No, you bottle the league like Fulham.
If you hand him Neymar, Mbappe,
Hurt
Cavani,
you.
and say, "Hey, go win League One," he go,
Not
Okay.
necessarily because I mean PSG have also like lost in a couple of years.
"Yes," but that was stupidity at his best.
There you go. So your point is proven wrong.
Fabinho and Mbappe won that league, and Anthony Martial.
All right, so Lucas,
Anthony
what?
Martial.
He wasn't
he not
there.
a-
No, we bought him very young.
Never mind then.
Hang on. So Lucas, what is your actual dream?
That's a good point.
Liverpool.
My
and
dream
some-
final would be Liverpool versus City, just to see City.
Jesus Christ,
Did you have to do that?
we're okay.
If you're listening to this on Spotify, basically
We
what
apologize for that.
Just
happened is
punched his laptop.
Lucas took a fist and he aggressively stamped his laptop table.
I mean, Liverpool's-
Nothing broke.
Liverpool City would be a very good final. 100%.
My eardrum broke.
It wasn't that loud.
It's pretty loud.
Never seen so much aggression.
He's an angry man. I'm telling you.
Pent up.
100%.
It's all
Now,
from those bottles.
bottles?
Let us know.
He's bottled the league title a couple times.
Let us know who you think will go through in these
Yeah.
Champions League.
The
draws.
champions.
Beautiful. Now, let's move on away from the Champions League
Sorry.
on to the Premier League.
I mean, not much
Excellent.
really happened.
Not a
this
hell of a lot,
weekend.
there's been some interesting results.
It's been quiet.
Where are we
but
starting, though?
Well, let's
You
start
wanna
off
start
with, I think, the most
today?
exciting game that's happened this week, which is Tottenham versus Aston Villa.
It was a
This game had it all.
weird
I
game.
feel bad for Villa.
Toby Alderweireld starts off
I
very
mean,
early, scoring an own
They did
goal.
that to themselves.
No, I feel like they always put up a good fight and then
It's
they
just
just
not enough.
slip at the end.
Toby
it's like-
Alderweireld, like I said, does get scored the own
Yeah.
goal. He does redeem himself, though, by
Yeah.
scoring a fantastic finish 20 minutes later. You know, quick turn in the box, good finish for a center half is a great finish. Heung-min Son makes it 2-1 for Tottenham right after halftime. And Mr.
Peppereno was
Bjorn,
upset.
yeah, basically it was a penalty. Penalty was saved by Peppereno, and Heung-min Son is the first to react and puts it over the keeper, and no defender.
But he
were in
also
sight.
should be the first one to react. He's the
He's
closest to the ball.
yeah. Bjorn Engels, he does make it 2-2 for Villa
So he redeems himself.
for giving away the
giving away the
penalty,
penalty.
100%. But then he also makes a mistake
Yeah.
later on. 94th minute, the ball just kind of gets trapped under his foot and slides
Yeah.
under him, and Heung-min
I
Son
found
is
it funny,
there.
though, before how it was two center halves making
100%.
a mistake and then redeeming
yeah.
themselves.
But
So,
Heung-min Son makes it 3-2 for Tottenham right at the very end. Good finish. Cool, calm, collective by
think-
the South Korean.
I think that's Son's 50th Premier League goal. Yeah, 50. He's the first Asian footballer to score 50 Premier League goals.
Heung-min Son is good.
he's a good
Pretty
player.
good, yeah.
I like him. He's quick.
He's a good player.
I mean, he's more than quick.
That puts Tottenham up to 5th in the
Is that
Premier
why you
League.
predict the Spurs go through, Liam?
Maybe. He are up to 5th in the Premier League, but we look at the team in 6th, Sheffield United. They got a 2-1 victory over Bournemouth.
Yeah,
That was last week.
That was last week. We talked
Liam.
about that.
What are you on?
I don't know.
Okay,
Fighting
Liam,
for
let's
Champions
do
League.
the other game that was today.
Arsenal.
Arsenal Newcastle. 4-0.
Game of two halves, because first half
essentially.
was crap. Just the worst you've ever seen.
Snooze fest.
That was weirder than my slam.
Dude, my coworker's actually watching that work. Now, here's the thing.
Yeah.
I brought this up with you guys.
Yep.
So me and my coworker got into a very heated argument of who has the better team on paper when healthy, Manchester United or Arsenal.
Fully healthy 11.
Yes.
Arsenal.
Arsenal.
Yeah, Arsenal.
Okay. Now I put up some polls on my Twitters and Instagrams, and United was winning the polls.
I feel like most of your
No, they're not. They're all Liverpool supporters.
I feel like most of your followers are not football fans.
Ken.
And
Do you want to just go through the paper list of players right now?
De Gea versus Bird Leno.
Right now, in my opinion, Leno.
For right now, it has to be Bird Leno.
I'd still say De Gea the better.
yeah, De
keeper
Gea was
overall.
he's been saving our ass against especially against teams like
Bird
City.
Leno.
I thought Leno's been-
Defensively, I think your defensive line
Yes,
is better.
100% United's better.
Wan-Bissaka, Maguire.
Now here
they are
comes
stronger.
here comes the midfield. He was arguing that our midfield, the midfield is
Midfield's
much better
interesting.
because Bruno Fernandes,
Okay.
Paul Pogba,
Okay.
Scott McTominay, and Fred. Fred's been playing pretty
I
well.
wouldn't start Paul Pogba, but okay.
But I mean, Paul Pogba is still probably one of the best, most talented players in the Premier League,
Yeah.
and he's much
He is.
he's more talented than any of the midfielders in Arsenal's whole club.
Lucas Torreira, Guendouzi.
This guy thought Torreira was shit.
Me?
No, my coworker, he's like Torreira shit.
I like Torreira.
And he's saying, "Oh, Fred's garbage." I'm like, I wouldn't even take Fred at Arsenal. Yeah, you would. I think the current
No.
Fred,
What about attacking wise though?
Bruno, Pogba.
No.
Oh, front three.
Yeah.
I think Lacazette,
Martial,
Aubameyang.
Pep
much
is
better.
Martial, Rashford, and James compared to Aubameyang, Lacazette, and Pepe.
I think that's where they get the edge. Yeah.
I'm going to take Arsenal now. But, like,
Comment
Also,
down
also
below.
Arsenal, you have to pay attention. Manager. I do prefer
Yeah.
Arteta to
Arteta
Ole.
is yes. Yeah.
Ole's at the wheel and he's not.
I think that's where I think Ole kind of screws over United a bit. But we'll see how Bruno adapts to the Premier League.
Just comment down below.
Yeah, let us know.
let us know what you think.
Thank you.
But the game does end surprisingly 4-0 for Arsenal over
Yeah,
Newcastle.
They finally didn't draw.
Second half,
Yeah.
I think, was probably the best Arsenal performance of the season.
I mean, I can't disagree with you. They were a lot better.
The big four all score.
It's actually outclassed Newcastle.
It was Aubameyang, then it was Pepe, Lacazette, and then
Ozil.
Ozil, then
Ozil,
Lacazette.
then
Sorry,
Lacazette.
but Ozil, that was his first goal in a long time.
I mean, he's not a goal scorer. He's a playmaker.
The goal was...
Yeah. What was
It was a good goal,
question?
huh?
What was Newcastle's formation?
Would you say it was a good goal?
I didn't mind that.
the
He
goalie
bundled
just-
it over. The goalie dropped it.
dropped it in the net.
The play to build
The
up
play
to
was
that
nice.
shot was
Yes,
nice.
okay, yes,
the actual goal itself
You
wasn't.
know what
But
Newcastle's formation was?
What?
A 5-5-1.
5-4-1.
5-4-1.
doesn't
Sorry, I
exist.
can't count. I was never good at math.
5-4. That's how
Yeah.
The
Newcastle
goalie
play all
was in
season,
midfield.
though. They don't have a striker because big man Joe Linton, Luke's favorite player, has been
No,
crap.
Okay, you can't say every player I like is my favorite
Look,
player.
yeah, he's an exciting player. Okay, relax.
He's
man.
exciting. Joe Linton. The man scored 1 goal all season.
Whatever. Okay, maybe he's not built for the Premier
2
League.
was it 2? Was it 1?
Now,
I think it's 1.
something I want to
The
know.
defenders have scored 80% of their goals this season.
Should Saint Maximin be played down through the middle or in the wing?
Probably on the wing because he's pacey as hell.
But some
He hit
people
the
have
post.
saying
He did hit the post with a good.
He could be good as a striker, or it's more of a
Maybe his
center
hold-up
type.
play isn't great.
I mean, Joel Linton's hold-up play wasn't great in this
Joe
match.
Linton's not good at all, Lucas. Again, Greg could be up there doing a better job.
One day they will prove you wrong.
That's questionable.
One day he will prove you wrong.
Prove me wrong.
Who's proven? Joel
Who's
Linton?
wrong?
Okay, I'm sorry. One day Joe Linton will prove you all wrong.
You think he's good?
He can become very good. Right now he's not.
But
There.
but here's the thing. When you're in the Premier League and you spent a club transfer record, you don't give
Allegedly.
him that much time. You cut your losses after
And
a
also,
while.
Danny Ings is probably one of the most informed strikers in the Premier League. So it's like,
How do you
Danny
bounce around
Ings-
so
I don't know.
much?
Sorry. Okay.
You
I don't know if we
4-0
disagree with that.
4-0
but
for Arsenal. The Mikel Arteta's only second win at the club. They've drawn a lot.
Now, a question for you guys, though. Is this what you expected from Arsenal at the beginning of the season?
The second half
These-
was their best performance of the season,
But
and that's what their fans would want to
These
see all season.
players, these high-scoring
Yeah.
games from Arsenal.
Yeah. Well, I think it's what we all said was they'll score a lot, but they'll concede a lot, right?
Also, a lot of credit's got to be due to Saka.
Saka was brilliant.
I
He
think-
got my man of the match. 100%.
I think he's apparently has the most assists by an Arsenal player in a season ever.
Does he?
Ever?
I think he has a record or something now. I have to look at that. I don't know.
Saka?
Yeah. I saw something crazy.
Have you heard
about
of
that.
Thierry Henry?
Saka's got 2 assists this season.
What?
Have you heard of Thierry
Are
Henry,
you serious?
Mesut
I
Ozil?
saw some stupid stat that he had like 10.
I don't.
Even 10, that's not even close to the record. Thierry Henry has
Thierry
the most
Henry.
assists in Premier League history in a season.
What was I reading?
I don't know what you were
I'm
reading.
so dumb today. Don't listen to me, guys.
We usually don't.
Holy.
I have not a clue what you were looking at.
No, ignore Wallace.
Okay, so Saka has assisted 8 goals in all competitions this season, 2 more than any teammate. He also has the most assists of any Premier League teenager this season.
So it's teenager.
Teenager.
Okay.
And that's all competitions for the other part. So that's
Yeah.
He has 4
them in Europa League where
Got
they
4
were.
in Europa League.
Yeah.
I mean, if Saka had the most assists in Premier League history,
That was weird.
that would
yeah.
be insane.
Insane.
He'd be touted as the genius of the sport.
This wouldn't be the
I
first time
do-
we'd be hearing of it.
I
at this
do
point.
think he had a fantastic game. I did really like him, and I think it for Arsenal it's encouraging because you have players like Saka. They had Eddie Nketiah up top,
Yeah, that was interesting. Like, he was benched at Leeds and never
Yeah.
really played that much
and
there. but-
Joseph Willett came on. They have some, and they have Martinelli, so they have some decent young players coming through it at Arsenal.
They do. There's definitely some problems there. I know Upamecano, apparently there's rumors that he's not going to sign a new contract, so
Yeah.
many big teams are interested,
Oh, I
including
see, where,
Arsenal.
I see where I misread that. Yeah, he's now made more assists in all competitions this season than any other Arsenal player. I misread that.
Okay,
Wallace
Liverpool.
apologizes.
I mean, that's not a lot of
Liverpool
assists.
get a 1-0 victory at Norwich City. Now this was a tough game for you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to be fair, Norwich, they
They were
act-
decent.
I mean,
Sorry.
what's with us hitting these
I
strikes
think
today?
we've all hit
Today's been a weird
I
day.
hit his. I didn't hit my own.
It's gonna be annoying to edit that all out. But like Norwich, they didn't really actually. They learned their lesson last time they played Liverpool. Last time they went gung ho. This time, they
Sat back, yeah.
they sat back a bit more, counterattacked well at times, but they didn't really get a shot until like in the second half, really.
But this was the longest game Liverpool went without scoring. Right?
Now the thing, how I see it is, this was a kind of a match where two teams are coming back from a winter break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Liverpool had some injuries coming back.
You could tell Liverpool didn't have their legs ready at the beginning.
And Ox, I don't think he's a winger. Bless him, he's a midfielder, not a
Yeah,
wizard.
no Sadio Mane.
I'm surprised they didn't start Minamino.
Or Origi.
Divock Origi.
Yeah, that's all, yeah.
Overall, I think Norwich will be disappointed that a mistake in the second half costed them the match. But that's just their season. They play pretty well throughout maybe a large part of matches, but then just the mistakes that they make cost them heavily.
Yeah.
And this is a prime example of that.
But so Klopp put on Sadio Mane, told him
Yep.
to do Sadio Mane things,
Go
and
do
he
some
did
things.
instantly.
Yeah, after being on the field for 15 minutes, he scores a goal. That's the only goal of the game. It ends 1-0.
I'm happy Keita got to play.
He did, yep.
Even though he misplaced a lot of passes, I
Yeah.
know it's his first game back from injury and start from injury, and I'm happy that he's trying those passes to break the lines
No,
and create
Lucas,
some chances.
That puts you on 76 points in the Premier League this season. My fun fact for the week was, unfortunately, Manchester United are now mathematically out of the title race.
I didn't even.
Sorry.
Didn't know we were in it.
Your season dream is over.
We were in it on match day
Liverpool
1.
lose like
Match day 1, we were in the race, and
You
after that, that's it. That's all I can say.
That was my fun fact of the week.
Why do you have to do this to me, man? We're fighting for 5th.
There's a lot of teams fighting for 5th right now.
Let's go.
Okay. Another good result was Burnley 2-1 over Southampton. Now,
it's a massive result for
it's a
Burnley.
huge result.
Can Burnley just keep
They're
finding
doing good.
results?
They're doing
And I
great.
don't like it because I don't like their
It's
team.
honestly, like ever since you
Burnley are up to 11th.
Yeah, every time I said I wanted Burnley to get relegated, someone must have been listening to the podcast in that team because they heard
Sean
that.
Dyche.
And they're like, okay, no, we're going to go full on. Now they're like, what, 10th? 11th?
They're 11th.
Yeah, the Burnley players were definitely motivated from the 90th minute.
Yes.
you heard it here first.
Well, I mean, anyways,
Ashley Westwood does start the scoring 2 minutes in. Danny Ings does equalize. That is, how many goals has Danny Ings got this season?
he's got a lot.
He has got 15.
Yeah.
Scenes for
He's
Danny
going to
Ings.
honestly be considered for England.
He definitely does. But
England.
it
Never say that again.
Okay, well, it's not.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm okay with it.
is.
I didn't like him.
I didn't even hear what he said, but I
He's
don't
at
like.
England.
Okay, that's bad. But Mate Vidra, he does make it Vidra. He does make it 2-1 for Burnley. Lucas, I'm not looking at that name. You go Vidra. Do you think I know?
I mean, he's been in England for a long time.
Do you think I watch Burnley?
He hasn't played for Burnley this whole time. He played for Watford parts at times.
Yes.
Liam, I thought you were a big fan of Watford now.
Just this season. You know, I liked him last season too. But
Okay,
it ends
okay,
2-1 for
boys.
Burnley. Southampton are in
What
12th.
formation is that? The formation that Southampton ran.
It's a
what is-
4-2-2.
Oh, it doesn't look okay. That's
It's like a different
that looks
variation.
so weird.
It's a variation of 4-4-2.
Because the way
Yeah.
Google has it, it looks like the middle is completely empty.
Well, it looks like a. I won't say it.
Okay.
Okay.
Whatever, man. This guy's different.
What? Well, what does it look like, Waz?
And then I'm just
If you
gonna
think about
I'm
it.
just skipping
I
over
don't want
whatever
to
you
think
want.
about it.
I'm skipping over you.
Looks like an
The
airplane.
final game we're going to talk about was Wolves versus Leicester.
Lucas,
Stop. What? Wolves over Leicester. It ends 0-0 at the Molineux.
Probably the most exciting game of the weekend, and it was.
Willie Bolly had a goal cancelled.
Yeah.
It was a shame because he actually was unlucky.
Chudbury got sent off.
Yeah. Hamza
Very odd.
Chowdhury.
Yeah.
I think Wolves deserved to win, but
They did.
unfortunately they didn't
But
take the chance.
I don't know. Wolves sometimes just they can't get a goal.
Wolves
They-
are
And when
7th.
when
Yeah.
they do, it gets written
Yeah,
off by
when they
VAR.
need one, they can't get a goal because like when they play United, they don't seem to be the most exciting up front,
no.
and they get contained very easily.
I mean, I thought they were decent against you guys in the first half.
Yeah, but anyways,
And just to take a look forward in the Premier League, Monday sees Chelsea hosting Manchester United. Most exciting fixture of the week. How do we see this playing
oh,
out?
that's hard to say. United, you never know with them. So
It's
You
only.
know, with
It's just
Chelsea-
both teams. You
yeah,
don't know
both
what's
teams
gonna
are kind of
happen.
in the same, pool of.
Chelsea are currently
Wishy-washy.
4th on 41,
Yeah.
and United are currently 9th on 35.
Like we need the points badly.
You do need
So
the
does
points.
Chelsea.
I mean, we've got some good results against Chelsea and like cup matches, and of course the 4-0 victory at the
I
start
know
of the
we
season.
said a few weeks ago, Chelsea were in a weird
Yeah.
place where they weren't really able to go up, and they had a bit of a gap between the teams below them. Well, that
If
gap
I'm being
is
honest,
gone.
I think Martial needs to step up because that guy has not been performing to what we need.
But
And
it's
it's
what I was
disappointing,
saying. I
yeah.
think he was only performing well with Rashford.
Yeah, honestly, like, oh my, it's
Because either they have the chemistry together, or Rashford's making him look better.
it's like also it's one of those things. Maybe Bruno's gonna have a breakout game. This is where he shows his class.
This is like only his second game.
I know, but maybe he can like kind of expose Chelsea's defense a little
Best
bit.
debut since Bergwijn.
That's good.
Your comment.
I know it's
I
good.
mean, it's good.
It's a good comment. But yeah, I don't. It's
I
it'll
see
be an
United winning
interesting
this
game.
one. United win a 2-1.
I thank you for the confidence.
You said something completely
I
different
think you
last
said
week.
Chelsea last week, saying to win.
What happened?
I'm saying a 2-2 draw.
I have no idea.
Oh, I agree with Liam. I said United will win.
2-2 draw.
It's at Stamford Bridge. They don't win at Stamford Bridge.
That's a fair point as well. And it depends on who's in net as well.
You expect them to put Kepa back.
We can't put.
Yeah,
2-2 draw.
I hope we get the result, but United. Hey, we lost to Burnley. Like,
You've lost a few teams this year.
yeah, so it's
Chelsea's lost bad games too, so it happens.
Let's move on from the Premier League.
Well, there's still.
It's who can show
Man
up
City,
on.
West Ham. Who gives a flying crap? There was a bit of rain, so it's now going to be on Wednesday.
I mean, there's a lot of rain.
the only thing that
On,
we
on Champions League Day.
only
Are we
thing-
really watching Manchester City,
yeah,
West Ham?
honestly.
No.
The only thing
Exactly.
only thing that'll be interesting about this is like maybe Pep's comments.
Well, or see what kind of team he fields.
Yeah, or what he'll say with the ban. If he even comments on that.
Yeah.
He's gonna be like, "I'm sorry, guys. We made a club statement. I'm not going to comment at all."
This
Probably.
is like your Mourinho impression, but just a little bit more
Yeah,
Spanish.
yeah.
Let's move on, though, to Italy.
Okay.
Serie A has been fantastic this season. A title race for the first time in a long time.
No, that was like 2 seasons ago.
That wasn't really a title race.
Yes,
We all knew
it
Juventus
was. It was
gonna win
Napoli.
that.
Okay,
We all knew Juventus
we have a
was gonna win it.
3-way title race.
That was back when we were doing on NR92
Without Greg.
on a
Throwback.
on a college radio station.
Throwback.
I think we had like 2 listeners.
If that, honestly.
But, like, I mean, that title
I
race,
wasn't listening.
Napoli beat Juventus.
Yeah, and then they bottled it.
There was been some
Okay,
big
very
results.
bad.
Let's start off, though, with the results
big one.
on... No, start off with Saturday's ones.
Why?
I want to say
Start with the
Atalanta
big
beat
one.
Roma.
Start with the big
Fine,
game.
I'll start with the big game. Lazio got a huge win over Inter Milan 2-1.
Despite me hyping up Lazio, I did not expect them to beat Inter Milan.
Either did I. Both these clubs I don't love, but good job, Lazio. You get a round of applause.
I mean, especially after the
Celtic are better than Inter Milan, guys. There we go. Yeah.
Sure.
especially after the
Lazio
first.
twice.
Okay,
Yep.
we'll see.
But after
This game, are you going? Okay, keep. Sorry. Go.
trying to say something and then
Yes.
sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Say,
Well, I have my
talk, Lucas, for God's sake.
okay. So I thought Inter Milan, like, first half they were brilliant. I thought. I mean, even though Lazio did hit the crossbar, but
That's what I was gonna say.
oh yes,
Ashley Young
Yeah,
scored.
That's what I say. Who scored the goal for Inter Milan? Ashley Young.
yeah. Who expected Ashley Young to ever score a goal?
Let alone play for Inter Milan.
Yes.
Ashley Young scored against Fulham.
Well,
I remember
not
that.
hard.
Ashley Young does open the scoring in the 44th minute with a bit of a scramble in the box. He hits it down and it goes over the keeper.
But with what I was trying to say, I thought Inter's defense was fantastic during that first half.
Yeah.
Lazio fans definitely hate De Vrij very much.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, he left the club a few seasons ago on a free and costed them Champions League. So
Is what it is.
Yeah. Things happen.
Big Lukaku is doing well.
his hold-up play is immense.
He's just a
It
very
is
good
very good.
player.
Like, the more you watch him play, the more you realize his hold-up play is perfect every time.
It is.
And his layoffs.
I think
You
it's fair to
realize,
say Ole did not know how to utilize him at all.
Yeah. It's,
He didn't have confidence. He wasn't happy with where he was, and Ole didn't get the best out of
you
him.
could, like, Lukaku Rashford would have been...
Brilliant.
Should have been brilliant.
100%.
Yeah, but for whatever reason, just
Anyways,
I mean, it's Inter United right now, so
I mean, fair enough.
Inter United. I do like that.
Yeah, it was kind of even, but I thought Inter Milan's defense was great, and I thought that would carry on into the second half and really be
Well-
more of a tactical masterclass by Conte.
5 minutes into the second half, though, mix up in the Inter Milan box.
yeah, there was a lot of controversy, wasn't there?
Well,
No, not
There
really.
was because penalty gets awarded to Lazio because De Vrij supposedly pushes Immobile through the back. It looked a little bit soft. I gotta be honest. It looked like
I thought it was
Immobile.
soft.
It looks on the replay like Immobile
But you can't
kicked De Vrij, not De Vrij kicked Immobile. So a bit of a controversy, a bit of a mix up in the box for the
It was
Inter
very
defenders.
50-50.
But it does go the way for Milan and Mr.
No,
Immobile.
goes the way for Lazio.
For Lazio,
Lazio.
sorry, and Mr. Immobile
Doesn't
steps
go
up,
away from Milan.
does a fantastic hit in the right hand side. Good finish.
Yeah, one thing you have to remember, Handanovic is not playing because he is injured.
Padelli's playing.
Padelli did not really give much confidence to the team, I would think.
No.
And it wasn't really... Yeah, it did provide some nervous moments throughout the match.
Yeah.
And during that play, that was one of them. And did lead to some problems for Inter Milan.
I thought Milinkovic-Savic's
Milinkovic-Savic.
goal
Yeah.
was very weak by.
Yeah, well, I mean, actually, young
No, it wasn't actually young. Lukaku was defending him
Lukaku was defending him for some reason.
because it was off a
It was
corner.
off a corner.
But Milinkovic-Savic had a fantastic second half, I thought. He had that one strike off the bar. I don't know.
He's a
first
great
half or
I
player.
mean,
second
he
half.
had a great game overall.
Yeah.
He did.
There's a few points in the second half where he was just juggling over a bunch of Inter Milan players.
He's a very good midfielder, and I know he was talked about a couple seasons back for £100 million to
Yeah.
Chelsea kind of thing. It never did materialize, but this is him almost, his second breakout season, if you want to say.
You could say that he did struggle last season, and
Mm-hmm.
there was I know Lazio fans they did not like him last season because he wasn't playing up to his level, and
Mm-hmm.
fans thought that he was thinking about a move instead of playing for the club. But
Yeah.
this season,
He's
so
showing
much
up,
passion, so much emotion, great performances, and
He's
that
ready to go.
But like you said, the goal comes off a corner.
yeah.
The initial shot is blocked by the first shot by Milinkovic-Savic is blocked. It comes right back to him, and he slots it home coolly with his left foot.
Yeah, I like that. I guess it's called a drag back, or I don't know what you
Sure.
you like drag. Yeah, he dragged the ball back and to his left foot and just finished it coolly.
I think you call
I
it
like
right,
how after that goal goes in for Lazio, Inter make 3 subs. Victor Moses, Eriksson, and Alexis Sanchez come on. But
The
they
press
had
does.
one chance at the end of the match. Eriksson had a strong shot on target, was beaten away. So I mean, hey, huge result.
And also,
Lukaku had a great chance at the end, but it got blocked.
yeah, oh
Yeah.
yeah, that was lots of completely messed up there.
Yeah.
But there's also they did score, but it was offside. Ashley
Arturo
Young,
Martinez, yeah.
Ashley Young crossed to Martinez, who was offside. Should Ashley Young make a different decision there?
Probably just take a shot, yeah.
Maybe. And then
But
yeah,
it also, if he didn't pass to him, like even though he looks offside, it's like that looks
Yeah.
not great. You have a wide open player and blocks like
Lazio
that.
overtake Inter Milan in the table. They are on
Crazy.
56 points. Inter on 54.
but yeah,
Lazio are well and truly in the title
the
race.
passion after this match, you love to see it.
Oh, yeah,
It-
fans were going nuts. The
Inter-
players were going nuts.
The players were like celebrating like they won the final. It was
But
fantastic.
I love you love to see that though, because
crucial
that is
points.
a big
That's a
game.
huge result.
It was massive.
I don't think anyone chose Lazio to win this game. Really.
And I mean, at this point, it's like all these Italian teams they're just fighting to throne Juventus.
Yeah.
Which is nice to
Inter,
see.
Lazio, I mean Atalanta.
But
It's
like-
only a 1 point gap right now.
But like Milinkovic-Savic said earlier, I think after the game, we didn't expect to be up there, but
Yeah.
we our goal was to make the Champions League this year. But since we're up here, we might as well fight for it.
Yeah, of
100%.
course.
And like he was so emotional after the match. You love to see that he still has his
Yeah.
passion for this team. He says that he has a place somewhere for a tattoo, and that place would be for a title, potential Scudetto.
I hope so. That'd be awesome to see Lazio winning this.
it would be wild.
Lucas Leiva gets his
Oh my
gets his
goodness.
title.
Juventus, though, they do get a 2-0 victory over Brescia. Goals from Paulo Dybala and Juan Cuadrado.
Juventus won, so they are
still on
first.
top, 1
Well,
point
they move
above.
into first.
Yes.
Fiorentina smacked Sampdoria.
Sampdoria,
You
yes.
got there.
But yeah, Juventus rested Ronaldo,
That's okay. They didn't need him.
of course.
Balotelli wasn't doing anything.
Old man Ronaldo.
He's done okay this year. Don't worry.
Yeah, he's scoring a lot.
Yeah,
You were the one that said he was written off. He was done. He was past it.
but
Yeah.
the other big game we should talk about because it's big implications, I guess, for Champions League spots in this league.
Atalanta Roma.
Yeah.
I almost started with that. I got yelled at.
Well, because you're gonna skip out on the best game of the
gonna-
weekend.
I started at
Yeah.
the beginning, but yes, 100%. This is a huge result. Atalanta 2-1 over Roma. Goals from Jose Palomino and Mario Palisic.
Palisic.
Probably Pulisic.
Palisic.
He's Croatian.
Do I speak Croatian or any Eastern European language?
Modric,
At this point-
Rakitic,
At this point, you should probably.
Kovacic.
Rebic.
Because you're here, the two of you
Kovacic.
Polskis can teach me how to say the word
We're not
itch.
Croatian.
I mean, to be fair, how much? Just stupid.
What? I'm
Just-
being attacked here.
I mean, do you
all
call-
the names like that.
do you-
Anyways,
is
it doesn't
Luka
matter. It doesn't
Modric?
matter.
Edin Dzeko
It doesn't
score
matter.
the first goal of the game.
It was a great
It's a
strike.
great finish by him. He held off the
It's one of the
defender.
best finishes in Europe, probably.
I like Dzeko.
Yeah.
He is getting old though.
Yeah.
He is.
He's still kicking.
Yeah, and it was a huge mistake by Palomino.
It was, yes.
But he did make up for it with a goal off a corner in the second half. And those first 15 minutes of the second half, Atalanta were brilliant. They were playing some
flying,
beautiful football. Pasalic.
Even he struggles.
I can get to see at least.
Yeah.
But he gets subbed on,
roast.
scores like 15 seconds later.
Yeah, it was his first touch, and what a fantastic strike that was. Curling effort, top corner.
Incredible.
It's fantastic strike.
And what I loved is that I saw later, Atalanta late in the game sub on a striker.
Why not?
Go for more.
Yeah.
Get that
Tax the
goal.
best form of defense.
Get that goals forward stat up.
But that does have Atalanta moved up into fourth on 45.
They stay in fourth
They
place.
stay in fourth. Roma are on 39 in fifth.
Yeah, this was, if Roma won, they'd be tied with Atalanta. But Roma, they've had some significant injuries to important players like Zaniolo and Diawara.
Diawara?
What is happening?
We can't pronounce names today, it seems.
Napoli, they get a 1-0 victory over Cagliari. That puts them up into 8th now. AC Milan does play tomorrow against Torino.
Oh, yeah, it was a nice goal by
Juan's favorite
Mertens.
Yes, Dries Mertens. Who is going to be leaving Napoli on a free transfer?
You think
Probably
so?
to Chelsea.
No, I'm pretty sure he's going to be leaving.
He's not going to go to Chelsea.
I don't know. He's been strongly linked
Now
to
they can
Chelsea,
sign
though.
Kevin De Bruyne
That's
over
the
the
thing. I don't know.
Mertens.
He's been strongly linked with Chelsea recently.
Get rid of
Arsenal's
Hazard,
also
bring
in the
in the
mix.
other Belgians.
So,
The thing
I asked this on TikTok,
Exactly.
right? Where do you think Dries Mertens will go? I think he's going to go to the Premier League. I
Where?
don't know if he can fit into United.
Everton.
He is 32.
Everton.
Does he like Ancelotti?
Go. I mean, you fill in the shoes of Kevin Morales.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
But make sure you are following us on TikTok. What did we hit? 14.2?
Yes.
We didn't hit.
My goal was 14.5, so we didn't hit that. But hey, I'm very happy with 14.2.
You were pushing it.
Yeah,
For next Sunday, I'm going to bring it back a little bit here. 14.7.
that's okay.
I want 14.7. And I want 1,000 on YouTube.
Wow.
That's
you
our
demanding
goals.
so much?
Because I need to set goals. I expect lots more viewers,
we
our
will get
listeners.
there. One step at a
1,000
time.
on YouTube, 14.7
As
on
Lucas says-
TikTok.
Don't be a prisoner of the moment.
This is of the moment or just of the future?
You're a prisoner of
I'm
the future.
quite literally looking forward to the future.
Anyways, back to the games.
Yeah.
Let's get out of Serie A. That was the
was good.
meat of it.
Yeah, I
exciting this
enjoy the
season.
2 matches I did watch. I'm looking forward to next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy
Oh
to
wait,
hear.
what is next week? Anything good?
I'm looking forward next week. Wait, what's next week?
Nothing
Nah,
incredible.
Nothing mouth-watering.
That's
You're
cool.
always looking for... The end of the seasons are always great. You love
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's go to the Bundesliga.
Dun, 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 dun.
That's worse than me, but I'm not going to do it. The big
Fabian's
teams,
going to rip you.
the big teams won by big margins. If we kick it off first with Borussia Dortmund, 4-0 over Eintracht Frankfurt.
Great performance.
Goals from Piszczek, Sancho, Alan, and
Piszczek's
Guerrero.
still scoring?
Yeah.
Jeez.
I mean, he was the first one to score in that
Especially
match.
against
Which was
Frankfurt, I
weird.
didn't expect
It's-
such a dominant victory.
Top of the box finish.
Wow.
Did you see that Haaland got the Player of the Month
Yes,
in
I
the
did.
Bundesliga?
Deservedly so.
He played 55 minutes.
I mean, he was a scoring machine.
Oh yeah.
He did well.
It's kind of funny, but
But yes, 4-0 over Eintracht Frankfurt. That has them up to third in the
did
Bundesliga.
you see Sancho's goal?
I did not see Sancho's goal.
Abraham on Eintracht Frankfurt.
We're struggling tonight.
Yes.
Sorry
You
about
remember?
late.
You remember him pushing that at Freiburg manager?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess he's no longer suspended. He made it. He was probably afraid of Sancho, so he was running towards to Sancho and made a slide tackle. Slide tackle about 15 seconds too early.
Oh my god.
That's good.
Gave Sancho an incredible amount of time to score.
I'm still sorry. I'm still laughing over. Yeah, he was probably just afraid of him. Just afraid of Sancho. Like,
I mean, I'd be afraid if I was
yes,
defending
but like
him.
how I picture that as you're saying that is he's just
Terrified.
scared of him.
Like Shaggy from Scooby Doo.
Okay.
Okay. we're
Second
getting
is
out of-
RB Leipzig. They get a 3-0 victory over Werder Bremen. Bremen are going down.
You hate to see it.
Goals from Lucas Klosterman, Patrick Schick, and Nordi Mukiele. Mukele. I don't know.
Ukulele. I don't know.
3-0. That's a
3-0.
good result for them. And then finally, Bayern Munich 4-1 over Köln.
Are you just gonna ignore Mönchengladbach?
I said the top three right now.
But you gotta consider Gladbach in this.
You said top three.
But
Fine. Fourth in our top 3 discussion is Borussia Mönchengladbach. They get a 4-1 victory over Fortuna Dusseldorf.
Yes, that's good for them.
And then
It is.
back to Bayern.
Back to Bayern, thank you.
They defeated Cologne 4-1 and 2 goals in the first 10 minutes from Bayern. I was like, wow.
Yes, Lewandowski.
I thought I was giving me a smashing.
Lewandowski in the
Kind of
3rd,
was, but-
Kingsley Coman in the 5th, and I mean Serge Gnabry scored in the 12th. That's not a bad start.
No.
Were you waiting for the 9-0 was victory?
Yeah,
quite
I
frankly,
think it was on pace for that. And then
Gnabry
things
does
slowed
score a
down.
second to make it 4-1.
And then the most
It's a good
exciting
result.
game was Mainz Schalke 0-0.
Yep.
So
Hertha Berlin got a huge victory, 2-1 over Paderborn.
Oh, Leverkusen, they got a big last-minute victory over Union Berlin.
Did,
Bellarabi
yes,
with
they
the
did,
goal.
yeah.
did Piontek score for Hertha?
No.
Cedric Boyata did.
Piontek had one taken off by VAR.
Bullshit.
But Boyata's not a scoring
Boy,
machine.
Yeah.
How many goals has that man got in this season?
It's like 4 or 5 now, probably.
But Germany was exciting. Lots
Oh
of
yeah,
goals.
Wolfsburg-Hoffenheim was a good match. Weghorst with a hat-trick.
You love to
On
see
paper, it looks like he scored 3 penalties, but it was just 2.
it. Yeah.
But Weghorst, he's not a bad
I
striker.
mean, Coleman, should you call this guy up?
Yes.
It's questions you need to ask yourself, man.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's a huge result, like I said, for
Well, when you think
Bayer
about it-
Leverkusen.
He is one of the better Dutch strikers.
And the better
there.
ones are injured.
Yeah.
Depay, Malen,
Yeah, that's true.
and the other ones are just young.
Yeah, so
Yeah, but that was an enjoyable match.
Lucas, you got Ryan Babel.
He's at Galatasaray.
I mean, that is technically an option and one they are considering.
Yeah, I know.
No, he's at Ajax now, not Galatasaray. He's at
Yeah,
Ajax.
Ajax.
Yeah. But no, that's a bit of a Bundesliga roundup. Anything else?
One of the best football that he was playing was at Fulham, getting relegated.
yeah.
No.
I'm looking forward to next week. Gladbach Hoffenheim should be good.
should be
Ooh,
pretty
7:30
good.
in the morning.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bremen.
Schalke
Dortmund?
Leipzig will be decent.
I don't know. Schalke's games are really boring.
Bayern play on the weekend or on the
Friday.
Friday.
That's good.
That's okay.
But Bremen Dortmund, that's a rematch of the DFB
Yes,
Pokal
it
match
is.
where
Bremen won.
yeah. So
And Bremen haven't been good this season.
no.
They're
So.
right at the bottom.
Yeah.
Let's go to Spain.
Espanol.
Espanyol.
Tar noise.
No, don't do that ever again.
Valencia, they get a 2-2 draw with
Lucas is
Atletico
doing too
Madrid.
many things
He's
I'm
on
not
another
in.
level
Yeah, you're
tonight.
different today, man. What have you been smoking?
Maybe it's the bandage I have.
It's a bandage. It's not like a.
He saw some blood. He just got traumatized.
Yeah, I lost some
Okay.
blood.
That's
2-2 Valencia with Atletico Madrid.
They scored goals for
They
once.
scored a few goals. Gabriel Paulista scored. The ex-Arsenal man.
At least he's finding some form.
I don't know.
Like this match, it was not the most entertaining match in the world. I don't know. Both teams have some strengths, but they're obviously not the greatest defensively at the moment, which is weird to say about Atletico Madrid.
They got Champions League matches to worry about.
I mean, Atletico Madrid played a somewhat strong lineup.
Yeah, they
I
both
know.
did.
I'm just jokingly saying that, but
I mean, so did Valencia, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, these matches are very important. Both these clubs want to be qualifying for the Champions League, especially with Getafe, who had a match against Barcelona this week. There was an opportunity to make a jump, and neither club did it. Except, well, they did get 1 point, I guess.
If we move on to the other two big clubs in Spain, Barcelona get a 2-1 victory over Getafe.
Yeah, I felt a little bad for Getafe. I thought they were
They
actually
were decent, yeah.
I thought first 30 minutes they actually provided a lot of pressure towards Barcelona. They showed how you should play against them, but Griezmann's goal was a fantastically worked
He's
by
actually been playing a
Messi.
lot better for
Griezmann and
Barcelona
Sergio
recently.
Roberto
I mean, he's playing in more of a central space.
Yeah,
region.
it's good for him.
with Suarez being out, he actually
is where he wants to be, 100%.
And the thing was, I was watching something on YouTube about, I think it was ESPN FC.
Oh, why were you watching them?
Good question. But they were, I think it was like last week or week 2 ago, they're like, is Antoine Griezmann overrated? Or was he like, I don't know, something about him
Basically, what you're describing is what we always get compared with.
yeah.
And I don't want to be compared with ESPN
And they're like,
FC.
they're like totally like slagging him off. Like, first of all, he's been kind of playing out of position all season. He played under Valverde, which is, you know, he's a shithouser of a coach. I don't know how else to word it.
That's a weird word.
Yeah. And he's been playing better in more of a central position. He's been putting in more goals. He's been contributing more.
Barcelona does piss me off, though.
Yeah.
700 passes, 75%
For
possession.
the most part, they're always relying on Messi, so it's good to see Griezmann finally starting to provide something to the team.
Yeah,
Right?
but Messi
Messi's
hasn't really been
having-
scoring recently.
He's got 14 goals, 12 assists this season, which I mean are very good numbers, 100%, 19 games played, but is a bit less for him goal scoring wise.
Yeah, he has missed a lot. I think he's missed
But-
at least 30 of his last chances.
At least they can rely on Griezmann now.
I mean,
A bit more than
You'd
when
hope.
a bit more when he started.
yeah, you can rely on him a bit more, but I don't know if it's fully integrated yet. I know
But-
Messi's playmaking a little
Yeah.
bit more, which is good to see.
And I mean, they need something because Dembele's done.
Yeah, he's
He's injured.
His
yeah.
career is, I don't know. I fear for his career.
It's so
Yeah.
sad to see these young players have such bad injuries time and time again.
yeah. I mean, I was one of those guys that thought Dembele was going to be better than Mbappe when they first both
Yeah.
broke out.
I mean,
when-
he was amazing at Dortmund.
yeah, he was such a joy to watch
But
at that
that's the
club.
guy, though, you should not have made that move. You should have waited a little bit more.
Maybe.
But
Could have happened anyway.
Barcelona was his dream club, and
100%.
maybe it's karma for how he treated the exit, but I don't even
Possibly.
want to say that.
Yeah. Let's move on to Real Madrid.
Unfortunately, things do happen, and it sucks for
Yeah.
certain people.
Real Madrid, they get a 2-2 draw with Celta Vigo. Toni Kroos and Sergio Ramos scoring for Real Madrid, but is cancelled off by Fedor Smolov, that Russian legend, and Santi Mina at the very end.
That Spanish legend? No.
No, not at all. Drop points for Real Madrid.
Not
a
good,
great result.
But they're still first place in La Liga.
They are 53 points. Barcelona on 52.
Yeah,
How
so
are Getafe third?
because they
Because Atletico Madrid
Or crap?
are crap.
because they are a very balanced side in La Liga. They're very hard to break down. It takes a lot of talent to break them down.
You gotta respect that they're doing.
Respect. I give full respect and praise to Getafe.
Could Celtic beat them?
To Atletico Madrid, you're crap.
Maybe
Could Celtic beat
I'm waiting for
Getafe?
Liverpool to.
Sure.
Sorry to the Atletico fans, but I'm waiting for Liverpool just to smash them.
they're not gonna smash
Watch
them.
Simeone have some masterclass where he sits
Yeah.
8 in defense and just soaks up all the pressure, and then Alvaro Morata scores on the breakaway, and there we go.
Liverpool's gonna have
out.
a corner, and Virgil's just gonna fly out of nowhere and just score.
But like Liam, I do suggest you at least watching Getafe at least once
Well, they're
this
going to say
season.
watching Atletico Madrid. I was going to come across this table and beat your face in. I tried. They're bad.
No,
So
Getafe.
you're saying you're not gonna watch the Liverpool?
listen.
Atletico
They're,
Watch
they're
Liverpool.
not bad. They're just not fun to watch.
I mean, they're not. I mean,
They've
Getafe.
scored 25 goals all season.
It's not good.
They've literally scored almost a goal a game.
They don't paint a pretty picture.
They got plus 8 goal differential.
I mean, that's better than Manchester United's, I assume.
United are 9th.
Yeah.
This club is 4th. There's a bit of difference there.
I mean, if you look at Chelsea's goal difference, it's not that good in the
What's
Premier League.
Chelsea's?
It's like +5, I feel. Maybe +9 at most.
They're plus 9. 4th place teams, you're shit.
I mean, see, Liam?
Yeah.
The thing is,
Not just La Liga.
Chelsea scores goals at least, though.
Yeah.
But they-
Atletico,
have some.
I know, but I'd rather teams score
Tammy-
goals
Tammy
and
Abrams.
concede than.
That's my
pretty
4th
good.
place in Italy. Atalanta plus 31. There you go.
They score goals.
They scored
La
goals.
Liga.
But I feel like Getafe is one of those teams where they're not gonna like wow you all the time
They're just
offensively,
consistent results.
but like they're you can appreciate what they do. They're kind of shithousers, I guess.
We love that word now.
This is our word.
We're gonna put that in a shirt.
I mean, like they make fouls that annoy opponents.
Good.
And they also have a 38-year-old player just scoring goals for them.
Yeah.
Jorge Molina, not Gerard Moreno.
No.
no.
So you said last week. Sevilla get a 2-2 draw with Espanyol. I know we're going to get through this real quick. We just got to finish it off.
Well, I was just like,
It's fair enough. We don't watch this. We're not going to comment on things we don't watch.
Yeah,
I wish I could watch more of this league, but we've seen Valladolid live. We see that every podcast, and we've seen them live.
It's Cardiff.
Yeah.
Celtic, we got a 2-1 victory right now over Aberdeen.
Oh yeah, is Aberdeen good this year?
Aberdeen's all right.
So
We
back.
won it at the very end,
back
81st minute.
Why don't you like Kent?
He plays for Rangers.
Okay.
I still like him.
You don't think he's good?
He's
Do you
all-
rate him?
He's all right.
Would you take him at Celtic?
No.
Oh, he
would you
played
take
for
like
Rangers.
any Rangers players to go to Celtic?
No.
Not
There-
even,
there's your answer to us. That's
not
why.
even Scott Arfield.
No.
A lot of people.
He's annoying
A lot
as
of
hell.
people rate Kent right now, and much more.
He's a talent. He's a good player for them. He's done very well so far this season. I'm not gonna slag him off for his play. I just don't like him.
What about Tavernier?
James Tavernier? He's not French. He was the only guy, I think a few seasons back, I said he's the only player I didn't mind on Rangers because he actually seemed to be an all right human being. But now I go, I don't care. They're all
What about
lump sum.
Giannis Hadji?
I don't care. Show Giannis Hadji. The man's just been in Scotland for 2 days. Like, he probably walks out. She goes, "Where the hell am I right now?"
But like, Rangers, they do get a victory. Very important.
They did. They got a big victory. Yeah, 1-0.
So Liam,
Yes.
big questions. Europa League this week.
Yes.
Are you excited?
Of course, I'm excited. We play Copenhagen.
I'm excited for Europa League.
Same.
It's weird.
I think we will get past Copenhagen. I'm hoping. We're playing well right now. Big French Eddie up front. He's doing big things. Rangers.
I want Celtic and Rangers to do good in Europa League
Rangers
just because
got-
they'll make it interesting.
Rangers
for
have
them.
Sporting Braga. I think they could probably get past that. So it's good for Scottish football if both clubs go through and then get some more money.
Who do you say is the player to watch other than Edouard?
On Celtic?
And don't say Encham. I know he's decent.
I like Olivier Ncham. My big one is still Christoph Ayer. He's our center back, 6'5" Norwegian center back. He's had a bit of a shaky year this year because he's been playing more of a right center back. We've been playing a back three, but I do rate him. I think he's a good defender, and I know I said last year he'd be our next kind of like big money move kind of thing.
Or you can just always go with Fraser Forster.
Fraser Forster's been unbelievable this season.
Is Klimala not ready yet?
He's not going to start over Edouard.
But he's not even on the bench.
Don't worry.
So what?
Don't worry.
If I'm ever gonna watch Celtic, I need to see
Was
this.
was Bayo on the bench?
Who?
Bayo.
Vakun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just comes on, does nothing. One game he got red carded. He came on for like 10 minutes and got red carded. He went up for a header and just elbowed a guy.
He's your number 10.
He hasn't done anything.
What's his stats? 2 goals, no assists, 7 matches. Not bad.
Well,
2 goals. He's done something.
baby.
1 goal, 1 assist in Scottish League Cup.
All right, so
Okay, let's get on past
let's-
that.
let's move on.
Oh, let's just make a quick prediction. Who will score more goals over their ties, Celtic or Rangers?
Celtic.
Celtic.
Because we're playing Copenhagen. Copenhagen, I think, are worse
Yeah.
than Braga.
Another question: who's winning Europa League? Just quickly.
Well, who do you play, Waz? Who do you play in the Europa
You
League,
got
Waz?
Club Brugge. That's not an easy draw.
Yeah, we'll do something.
Yeah, Simon Mignolet.
Yeah, because he's done so well in his career.
Arsenal got Olympiacos.
Are we saying who's winning
Europa
League
just
in
Europa
general?
League. Let's not predict anything because there's too many goddamn ties.
Yeah.
Inter Milan.
Apola.
Yeah, that's a fair one.
Apola. How are you?
Apoel.
Apoel.
I don't think they're winning the Europa League.
Wolves.
No.
I
Wow.
I was gonna say Ajax, but they play Getafe. That's a tough match.
No, I think it's gonna be Inter. Well, I've a few friends saying Inter's gonna win it.
Arsenal will win it.
Inter's a fair one. I was
Think
going to
Arsenal?
say.
Yes.
I was going to say Arsenal actually.
Yeah.
I can't say United because I don't really know what this club is.
You guys could go out this route.
I don't. Yeah, it's like we.
I can't say United.
So United will either bottle it or smash it.
I mean, Arteta hasn't lost a match yet.
Yeah, it's true.
And Arsenal, yeah, they're looking like
Just
they're
draw away results.
I mean, Leverkusen could be a fun
Why
team
do I
to
feel like
watch.
Yeah,
Arteta's kind of glad he got away from Man City?
Got out
It
every
was a
time.
full band. He was like, hey, at least I get to play in Europe.
Is there anything else we should talk about league-wise, or should we move on to some questions?
Are we not talking
PSG
about?
questions,
drew
yes.
4-4.
The PSG did draw 4-4. That result
game.
did happen. Do you see that one was?
Yeah, I heard about that. Oh my god.
I mean, they didn't play Mbappe or Neymar, I don't think.
Oh, that explains it.
In fact, they scored.
Nianzao Kuaza scored a brace.
He's
Okay,
decent.
let's get to the questions. You guys submitted lots of great questions through
There's a lot of
TikTok,
questions.
Instagram,
Which we we
YouTube.
appreciate. We love all the questions.
Yeah, 100%.
yeah.
I've got a lot of them.
We're probably not going to be able to answer them all because, well, we got like maybe half an hour at
And if we
most.
answer a question that's your question, but it's not your question because there's just multiple of the same questions,
Yes.
we apologize.
That's a good way of putting it. If you answer your question, it's not your question, it's still your question.
It kept going on, and I had to figure out a way to say get it out.
Let's kick this off with our very first one. I posted this on Instagram. This is from Instagram story.
Let it out, Liam. Let it out.
Let's
Let's go.
do it. Do you think Man City or Manchester United should sign Timo Pukki from Norwich City?
No,
Okay.
not at all.
Who is the best young players in each of the 5 leagues?
Young player of each of the 5 leagues. Interesting.
Oh.
Sancho in Germany.
Yeah, easily.
Sancho.
Mbappe League.
Mbappe League on.
Would you consider him?
Yes, he's 21.
Okay.
He's younger than us. The Premier League, I'm going to go with...
Mason Greenwood?
No.
That's your opinion, though. So
Phil Foden.
No.
Martinelli.
No. I mean, this is. Which one do you think? I'm not the answer. I'm not the right answer.
James Madison's been really good.
Yeah. No. Yuri Tielemans.
I think he's our age.
He's like 23, I think.
Yeah, he's turning 23 this year.
Yeah.
No.
That's
Still kind of young, but
I think when we say young, we mean.
under 21 kind of thing.
I'd say James Madison.
Greenwood's been very good. How old is Madison? If Madison's
Is he
probably
in that age
top of
too?
the crop.
Yeah, he's 23.
Yeah, he's older than
So
us.
I'm going with kind of
I
Greenwood.
don't know. It's
What about Trent? Is he too old? He's 21.
Trent, yeah, he's a pretty good right back.
I mean, you can also consider like Chelsea's guys, like Reece James, Mason
Yeah.
Mount, Hudson Odoi,
Yeah, I totally forgot about Chelsea. They're star-studded.
and even like some smaller teams. I think
Saka?
Yeah.
Saka's
Yeah.
that's a good choice. Cantwell,
Brandon Williams.
He's been pretty
I don't know if I
good.
can say he's the best in the
No,
Premier League,
but-
but
other than Trent, I don't know if
Trent.
there's like
Trent's the answer.
there's not really a clear
Yeah.
leader.
Prem's
Spain.
Ansu Fati or Odegaard?
Fatty, I was going to
He's
say.
good.
Odegaard's a good one. I think
I mean, you do have João Felix.
Joao, yeah.
I guess. I think Ferran Torres is pretty good on Valencia.
For a second, I heard Fernando Torres. I was like, that's retired.
And then for Italy,
Italy, oh, there's a few good ones.
Zaniolo?
Yeah, he's really good, honestly.
Justin Kluivert.
I don't rate
I
him
like
that
him.
much.
I like Justin Kluivert.
Isn't he getting up there in a little
It
age?
probably is. I
think
don't
he's
know.
like-
I have no idea how old he is.
Give me a second.
Can I just say for Germany, we did mention Alphonso Davies. We always have to shout out Alphonso Davies.
He's a great talent, but I don't think he's the best talent.
Sancho's just too good.
I mean, he did have Sancho in his back pocket.
I mean, guys, hold on. Like,
Haaland's all right.
Luckily for what,
there's a lot in
luckily
Germany,
for when
so.
Sancho leaves, they do have a youngster to kind of replace him. I forget his name.
Reina.
Yeah, Reina, the American lad. He's very good. Remember the name Reina.
But Juventus, I guess, De Ligt.
Yeah. I mean, he kind of was in the team of the year.
Next question. I'm just ripping through these.
Yeah.
Do you think Mbappe is currently at the same level as Messi and Ronaldo?
No.
Not yet.
He's next though. He's coming.
He's still
coming.
so young that like he's got so much left to prove.
Does he have to make that move to become that close to that level, or do you think he can do it at PSG?
Depends if
He
PSG
might
can,
have to prove it
Exactly.
somewhere else.
Depends
If
if
PSG can win Champions League,
What-
but it's
winning
domestic. The
But-
domestic leagues.
Does
crap.
winning Champions League really make you?
No,
that-
because he did kind of kill it on the World Cup.
They did.
So
But I don't know.
There's a lot of questions about Manchester City. Thoughts on it? We kind of answered
Yeah.
that
That's
at the
at the
beginning.
beginning.
Could Pep leave at the end of the season? He could.
I think he'll stay.
You think he will stay
I
without
think-
Champions
I
League?
think he'll go, if I'm honest.
I think he'd go.
I think he could go and take a year off.
Depends if he's okay. Yeah, that's a good. I like that.
I could see a
better.
year off. Yeah.
Do you think the Manchester City punishment is
Wait
harsh
for-
or fair?
Fair.
Fair.
It's
Actually,
fair.
I'll say it's a little harsh. I think maybe 2 years is
But-
too much.
It's also not like exactly.
We don't
like-
know the- all
yeah,
the ins and
exactly.
outs of it, yeah.
So
Yeah, I think
It's
year,
hard to
a
say
year
right
would have
now.
been good.
I think it's
But-
fair right now, but
Yeah.
like any like relegation.
I'll say harsh right now until I learn more.
Fair enough. Who is the best goalkeeper at the moment? Allison.
Allison
Allison
or
yeah.
Ter Stegen?
Yeah.
And who's the best midfielder at the moment?
Oh, it's Kevin De Bruyne. Without a doubt.
Yeah, I'd say Kevin De Bruyne.
Part of me wants to say Fabinho, but it probably is Kevin De Bruyne.
It depends. Like
James
when you say
Milner.
midfielder, because there's attacking midfielders, the
Yeah.
defensive
I mean,
midfielders.
midfielder, just general. Like,
So I'd say Kevin De Bruyne.
I mean, that's a good shout. I still love N'Golo, despite him not having the best season.
N'Golo's fantastic.
I'll go KDB. Who will win
I like we're just
Champions
going
League?
Prem.
Well, we're trying to think of other ones. Like,
Champions League winner. I'm
We already
going.
just said
yeah, we already
this.
answered this
Yeah,
earlier.
Brian.
Will Phil Foden ever break into the England squad? I think Phil Foden
wow.
will not be at the Euros. He'll be at the World Cup.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, if
Well, I like
if
it.
City gets this ban, maybe it'll be beneficial for
100%,
Foden
100%.
and England.
Gets to actually get some playing time at a different team, and
I mean, it'd be nice to see that because I remember watching him at the Under-17 World Cup one year and
Fantastic, yeah.
thinking he was one of the most
Yeah.
talented players I've ever seen.
In the next decade, who will be the next Leicester City or a team who surprisingly wins the Prem?
Well,
I'm going to expand this. I want to expand this question 'cause I don't necessarily know if that's going to happen in the Prem. But currently, Lazio, no one expected them to be in the title race. So I'm going to throw Lazio to a sort of a Leicester situation.
It's not exactly.
Not
but-
at all, but it's
I think they
sort
mean a
of.
team getting promoted, and
If I have to look at it, I mean, Sheffield's done magic this season, but I don't think they're going to win the league.
Leeds United.
Leeds, I think it's a very good.
If they
idea.
ever get
Leeds
promoted.
can't even get into the Premier League, let
I mean,
alone.
I'd say West Brom.
Although, how
before
are Leeds kind of
If we're
doing?
talking, are we talking about like more in the future, or like
No, I think let's just talk about teams who are not exactly title contenders to who could go and win it.
Wolves.
It doesn't have to be promotional teams. It
I
has
think
to be-
Wolves, because I think that they're a pretty good investment at the moment.
the
But
Wolves are a consistent top 7 finisher.
Bournemouth run.
No, not Bournemouth. Get out
you
of here.
scared me there.
Lucas, he actually scared me too. I was like, he said run. I was like, what?
The only thing Bournemouth could potentially win is League 2.
Okay, relax.
Does longevity matter a lot in football? If so, is Ronaldo the GOAT?
I mean, longevity is very important in football. People care what you do in the moment. They don't care what you did last week, last month, last year. They don't care if you had one good season just last year. If you're not good right now, no one's gonna care about you.
It's all about the moment. Yeah.
I don't think Ronaldo is the GOAT. That is Lionel Messi. That's my opinion. I've said it numerous times.
It is, but that is opinion based. I think.
Win the World Cup.
That does not matter at the end of the day. He's the most talented player to ever grace the earth.
Probably.
I mean,
But
if,
the fact that you're talking about like
Diego
doesn't have
Maradona.
World Cup as Champions League, if you just reverse that, like
Yeah.
how we were just
Yeah,
talking
that's,
about
that's a
Mbappe.
good point, Greg. Thank you.
but yeah, if you look both Messi and Ronaldo, they do it. We're gonna remember them for the rest of our
100%.
lives because
Yeah.
of how long they did it for
100%.
and what impact they had on the sport.
Yep. Will Celtic get 10 in a row? Liam, don't be biased. Yes, we will. I don't see Rangers.
I will.
Does it actually say don't be?
Yeah, it does. Liam, don't be biased.
I'll go with.
Is this from
yeah.
Instagram still?
It's still from Instagram. We're still clicking along here.
You think so, Liam? I mean, was?
I think we will.
I think they will.
Why do you
I
think? Why do you think? You don't think Rangers can?
I think Rangers are gonna.
It's next year if they win, right? If they win
this
now,
this will be
and
9. Next year will be 10.
Oh, will they get 10? Ooh.
I think so.
Rangers are investing heavily into their squad.
I think it's
and-
one of those things. It's like kind of like Juventus or Bayern. You just always expect Celtic to win.
Well,
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
kinda
Celtic
hard.
are gonna, probably sell Eduard in the next season or two. You're gonna get a good lump sum for him. You're gonna reinvest in the team.
I'd say Celtic will win. Yeah.
I say Celtic go on a good Europa League run this year. More people will be like, okay, we need to buy their players. They're gonna buy one or two of their
100%.
key
We will
players,
lose players, yeah.
and you guys will be weaker. Rangers, maybe they'll make a good run, and same will happen to them. But I don't see it as much as Celtic.
Yeah.
And
It
I would,
also just depends on the draws if they both make it through.
and also I could see Celtic Rangers being extremely motivated because I remember
They'd want to stop.
in the past Celtic stopped Rangers from winning 10 in a row.
Yes, they did, yeah.
I don't know if it was like in the 90s or 80s
Yeah.
or something, but like yeah, you guys stopped it once and
Henrik
they got
Larsson-
T-shirts
Henrik
about it.
Larsson came about.
They had-
Save the day.
Yeah, they had T-shirts.
Yeah,
Will Juventus win the Champions League? None of us have them picked,
but they're definitely a favorite.
contenders.
No, they're not going to win the Champions League.
Okay.
No,
Wow, you're very adamant.
Wow, what?
because I think their midfield it doesn't work on their sorry
doesn't.
style as well.
Aaron Ramsey's there.
It's not just Ramsey.
You don't like Pjanic?
I think he's a bit overrated.
Pjanic?
Can
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about that,
Can-
man.
can
He's pretty
Ronaldo
good.
just straight up carry that team? You never know.
I mean, there's like
I still don't think. No, I don't think they
Yeah.
will.
I think there's several teams that have a better
I
midfield,
agree.
including the world champions.
I think Pjanic has some of the best positional awareness in the
Lucas,
world.
how about you don't be biased for once?
Do you believe Sheffield United can make it into a European place?
Yeah,
Yes.
I think so. They'll probably get Europa.
They're fighting for Champions League right now.
They are.
Oh,
By the way, we're talking about Sheffield United.
That's what I said. Sheffield United. I said that.
I thought you
Yes,
just said
it was
Sheff-
that says
Oh,
Sheffield.
he just said Sheffield. Eh?
well, you guys
I knew I
say
heard it.
United.
No one's talking about Sheffield Wednesday. No one.
They haven't been relevant in years.
Exactly.
Oh,
Sorry,
with
Sheffield Wednesday
They're in the
supporters.
championship. They're fighting.
Yeah. I mean, they definitely can get European football. Whether they will, it's it's still lots of time left. 12 matches or 12 matches left.
Have you stopped counting because you've already won the title?
How many more
no
is it?
comment.
Five games?
5 games.
I don't know, you
It is
tell me.
5 games.
I think
It
it's
is
5
games.
Okay.
Who do you think Chelsea should sign?
That's an interesting
I
one.
mean, if
They
it,
signed Ziyech. We didn't really talk about
I
that.
think they should. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Well, if I'm gonna say anybody, Koulibaly from Napoli.
I don't rate
Because
him.
It'd be a hell of a
I
signing.
prefer Upamecano.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be a good one.
I can't pronounce that name.
Upamecano.
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 It's a weird one because Chelsea has these young players that I want them to develop, but
I mean, but it's Chelsea. Their history of signing players.
I know, but
Because Chelsea, they have several roles they need to fill, like left back, center back, potentially goalkeeper.
Yeah.
So if you could sign Sancho and still sign players there, I'd say you should sign Sancho.
I agree. Yeah.
But-
their midfield is solid. Their midfield doesn't need to be changed.
But if Sancho prevents you from signing a left back, or like a good left back, a good center back, and a good goalkeeper, like if you're not willing to keep Kepa.
Sorry,
I mean,
Kepa.
there are rumors that if Kepa doesn't impress Lampard, then he's out.
World record signing gear. Nah, you're not good enough.
So it really depends on that. Like, is it with any transfer really? Is this transfer going to prevent me from making a signing elsewhere?
Yeah. Next question is about City again, but if Pep leaves and the players leave, can we see City just free fall?
They're not going to free fall to relegation.
No, they'll
Yeah.
they
They still
fall a
have,
bit,
like-
but they'll rebuild immediately as soon as that ban is lifted.
Yeah.
Like they'll still be able to buy good players. Many Premier League teams are still able to buy good players even
100%,
without
yeah.
European football. I think it'll be the same with City, and maybe they'll have to buy some younger players who will have to be patient for a few seasons with them, and then
Yeah.
and then once the ban is lifted, then they'll have a great team again.
How do you think each Premier League relegation team did in the transfer window?
Relegation candidate. Let's.
Aston Villa made a few signings
Villa did all right.
because they had to because of their
Yeah.
injuries.
They signed that striker,
Samata,
Samata. He's been okay. I mean,
Norwich didn't really do anything.
I think it was him who had a good chance. Was it?
he's
Ben?
one that caused Alderweireld's own goal. Samata was the one that was pushing him, and he touched.
Did
it.
Watford make any signings? I know West Ham signed Souček from a Czech Republic club. Like maybe that guy will be able to help West Ham's midfield, but I don't know if he's all the answers, and will it be enough? And I don't really know if
I don't really know that much.
I don't know if Bournemouth really signed anyone or Brighton. They might have signed one guy that I missed, but are those signings going to be big enough to save them, or is what they had already what is going to help? I don't know. I messed up that sentence very badly.
We know.
Is Darwin out of the title race?
No.
I agree. Ziyech, thoughts on him?
It's a quality signing.
It's a
I like him.
very
I-
exciting. He's
I-
intelligent.
He'd be a very good player
midfielder.
for them.
What
yeah.
I really like about the signing is the fact that Chelsea and Ajax have just been going crazy at each other in
Yeah.
the Champions League right now, and then
Yep.
now they make swap.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my only-
going over to play for the other team.
My only concern is he does have matches where he just isn't there. But I guess that's every player. Like I don't know. There's
Just have
match.
a match where they don't show up. And
Yeah,
then
like,
they
just
have
like-
a match where they get like 2
Not-
goals.
He's an exciting player.
No,
He's a very exciting player. His performance against Real Madrid was brilliant.
yeah, but what I mean is like not show up. That's not what I mean. It's like they try to show up, but they just nothing works for
Yeah.
them. They misplace passes so much so it becomes embarrassing, or they just aren't able to pull off anything.
Sometimes that just happens. But
Thoughts on Rangers dropping points? There you go.
Liam did a thumbs up for the.
Are Liverpool going to be invincible this season? Yes. Yes, they are.
Invincible?
I said this almost 2 months ago now.
No, someone will beat them.
You?
No,
They
I
can't
know.
beat us.
I know. They can't.
Why not?
Because you've already played us.
Totally forgot.
They still have
that game happened. It was just a blur.
City, so I mean,
And City will be motivated to beat
yeah,
people.
especially with they kind of have nothing to lose right now.
Yeah.
Other than their players playing for stuff, but they could be more.
Yeah.
When do you think Spurs
Yes,
will win a
I will
trophy?
say though. Yes, they are.
I think they will be invincible. Have you given an answer?
No.
Are you going to?
No.
You're the worst. When do you think Spurs will win a trophy?
Uh,
Are they still in the
they're still in the FA Cup.
And
Still in the
FA Cup?
Champions League.
Champions
but
League.
Champions-
this year?
I think next year they'll win something.
Yeah, I think they'll eventually get something with Jose. Jose knows how to win.
This
a
year they're
title.
winning the FA Cup. I'm saying it right now.
Really?
I don't know. I'm just saying it
That's
because of this question.
Wow.
No.
Well done.
But I'll say that. Sure. Yeah, they'll win the FA Cup.
I'm trying to find.
Jose will want to win.
This one just
something.
says, "Is Messi falling apart?"
No, God,
I don't
no.
think so.
No,
I think
yeah.
Messi's
I mean-
okay.
Maybe he's like regressing in goal scoring because he hasn't been scoring much recently, but he's getting tons of
He's
amazing
still-
He's
assists.
still the go.
He's still Messi.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about the LA Galaxy? We went to go see them.
I respect them a lot. Go Chicharito. Little P.
And we loved Zlatan there. So
Okay, now we're going to move on to the YouTube questions.
That was a lot of Instagram.
No,
questions.
some of those were TikTok too.
Oh,
Sorry. I,
Not
went
even
for,
just
I didn't, I
Zlatan,
didn't
Greg.
announce it.
David Beckham played there.
yes.
I saw him live when he come here.
Landon
I
Donovan.
love David Beckham. Yes, there's a
Robbie
lot of players.
Keane.
I'm just saying when we went there, Zlatan
Yeah.
scored a
Bicycle
bicycle kick.
kick.
So we,
and it
we,
was
we all have a
fantastic.
very special connection to the Los Angeles Galaxy.
I'm gonna say special.
The Los Angeles Gal. I did not like that, to be honest.
Alex, I think we have a special connection. We saw Zlatan score a bicycle kick live.
Yeah, that was nice.
And
a
then
big moment.
maybe I do because I saw David Beckham here. I don't know. Jesus.
I mean,
Let me have my moment.
YouTube comment from our last episode.
Yes.
Ewan Reese, he says, if Gareth Bale was English and not Welsh, do you think he'd be more highly rated? Don't get me wrong, he's a highly rated player, but the English press I feel underrate him because of his nationality. Being from Wales may be a bit biased, but I feel the English press hype up the English players way too much because they're English. I think if he was English, they would say he's the best in the world.
I feel like
First off, just great question though.
Yeah,
I
it's
do
good.
like.
Thank you, Ewan.
I feel like Bale would, if he was English, would get similar treatment like he's getting from the Spanish media. I feel like English media would be very ruthless to him, especially during this period where he is on the bench occasionally, especially from last transfer window. Lots of rumors of him leaving, and also, I mean, the English media isn't the greatest to a certain types of
Yeah.
players. And
I think
when
Gareth
he was
Bale's
on
a brilliant-
Spurs,
yeah.
though, would it be a different story as well?
When Gareth Bale played for Tottenham, he was fantastic. He was
Oh, yeah.
world class.
Yeah, imagine like what if he had an impact for them in the national stage too?
Well, if he
Right.
could then play for England, right?
Yeah.
You know? But
And I think lots of players, it's like that in a lot of cases, though. Like not just
Look at Ryan
Bale.
Giggs.
I think it's kind of the opposite.
Yeah.
Well, he's a controversial figure at times.
yes,
But I think with Bale, it's a little different because he's had so many injury problems, right?
Yeah.
he's still a fantastic player. He's
No,
done
yeah.
so well at Real Madrid, but he doesn't get the plaudits that he should. Honestly,
I think you
could
should go
argue-
back to England.
You could argue he could be the best ever like British player to play in Spain, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's been a few good ones, but I don't know.
Yes,
Another-
I think it would be different if like he
If he
was
was
though,
English,
to
yeah.
actually.
Would
No
you
more
say-
attention around him.
would you say it'd be more positive?
Depends.
It depends on the
50-50.
situation.
You can, always,
Yeah.
you can almost compare it to like maybe David Beckham, but
I'd say it'd be more negative, honestly.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Michael
It
Esquivel.
could though.
I hope I pronounced that last name right. Esquivel. What signing should Napoli make this summer transfer window?
Oh well, they've actually been making quite a few signings in January. I know they signed Deme. They also signed some defender on Hellas Verona who's going to join them in the summer. Same with
Well, if Koulibaly's actually gonna leave, like they're gonna need to fill that, right?
yeah,
So- Yeah.
I think Bogo and Spasolo, I think he's a good guy to buy. He used to be a Chelsea academy player. His Chelsea debut, he was like 19, and then he got subbed off because Cahill got a red card and never played another game for them again.
Fair enough.
maybe if Mertens is leaving, you can I don't know. Maybe
Yeah, Mertens and
maybe get
Insigne have
Verdi
been-
from Torino.
I think he already played there.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't
and
know that.
Napoli. I'm pretty sure he has. Yeah. But Mertens and Insigne has been kind of off, so they might need to fill that
Yeah.
I
position.
feel like
get some
Serie A,
goals.
not every player, but a lot of players just move around in Serie A.
Maybe if they're looking for a striker, you can go for Caputo from Sassuolo.
No, he's not that great.
No, he's not. Okay.
I mean, if you're gonna buy an attacker from Sassuolo, you're gonna buy
Just get
Boga.
Mario Balotelli.
Yeah, bring on Bala.
Yeah, but yeah.
Daryl asks, how high is Alfonso Davies' ceiling? I think he can be better than Dani Alves. that's a shout.
That is
Well, I don't know. That's hard to
insane.
say.
because considering he's not actually
He's
even a
hasn't been there for a
left
season.
back,
I think he
and he's
will
not really
become-
even a left back
At this
like
rate,
he is right now.
At this
but
rate, I think he's gonna become one of the world's best.
Yeah, I mean, I
He's
can't
done
really
fantastic.
disagree
that's
with you.
a question I got for you guys. Do you think he's just going to continue playing left back?
Yeah,
I think he,
that's his position. Now.
I remember listening to a podcast last year. It was Christian Jack and Stephen Caldwell. They were talking about Alphonso Davies. They thought him as a winger, he'd become average, maybe above average. But they thought if he became a left back, he'd become world class.
Yeah.
And they were 100% correct when most of the nations were yelling at the Canadian national team manager for playing him at left back. So I think his ceiling is very high. He'll definitely be a top 3 left back in the world during his career.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
That's fair. He's
King-
on one of the best teams in the league, doing fantastic.
Yeah.
So yeah,
King Hyperon says for Liam, would you rather have Rangers beat you in a Europa League semifinal or Rangers win the league?
I love that question. Though.
Take the Europa League semifinal. Go nuts. I don't care. I'll keep the league.
Wow.
Wow, really?
I'm not going to throw away 9 years for
if
one
they
match.
won the Europa, that was my question about this.
Would
The
I rather
question
have Rangers win Europa League or win the
Yes.
Scottish Premiership? Go nuts. Have the Europa League.
You really?
We still have the Champions League. Who cares?
You throw away but then that mean they'd be in the Champions League and you'd have to qualify.
That's okay. They'll get knocked out in a second. Don't worry.
But
I'm
so
not going to throw away 9 years of progress for one
I
game.
don't know. Rangers are building a pretty solid team with Stevie G.
Okay, Liam, if
Slippy
the
G and
9
all
years, if the 9 years thing wasn't in, like,
Oh, if 10 in a row didn't matter, yeah, of course I won the European competition, you know.
so you would throw away a European final for 10 in a row potentially?
Yeah.
for a title you've won like just all the time.
But
like,
no
it
one's
doesn't
ever won
matter.
10. No one's ever won 10.
Let's keep it that way because it's more interesting.
I don't know. I think European competition.
It's a European final. Celtic haven't been in a European final for how long?
2003.
Yeah, that's almost 20
Crazy.
years.
Yeah.
Like, did you win that or did you lose to
We
Porto?
lost to Jose Mourinho. His first trophy. Bloody Jose.
Must have been a sad time for your dad
Yeah.
because you were
Sure.
6. So
Yeah, I don't really remember that one. But, I mean, hey, if I was in that moment, it'd probably be harder to decide. But at the moment, right here, I'd say, give me the 10. You can have the Europa League
mostly
final.
because you don't expect either Rangers or Celtic
To get to the Europa League final.
It'd be Rangers Celtic Europa League final.
Wild. What does the future hold for Liverpool? Greatness.
For this
5
decade
years.
now,
5 years.
just
Yeah.
fantastic.
What do they have?
It should be.
What does the future hold for Liverpool
their
in the next
fu-
5 years?
Oh, a couple trophies here and there. a couple
Their
titles.
future is bright. They're present right now. Most of their players are just top form.
I do see
Fantastic.
either Mo Salah or Mane leaving.
When?
Don't know. Within the next 5 years.
Well,
That's.
I just see them leaving at some point, and
A
then
long
Klopp's
time
gonna have
away.
to start building his second team.
I think they already are.
yeah, well, they're gonna have to start transitioning that in the next few years. You're
Yeah.
gonna see some pieces come in next year. One thing I do wonder is, will Liverpool overtake United in global brand?
Quite possibly.
It's
Get out of here, man.
They're doing fantastically
Liverpool is
around
just-
the world.
I think Ed Woodward's rather pissed
If Liverpool
off that
goes Invincibles?
fans attacked his house, so he's gonna start putting his foot on the gas. Like, no, we're gonna rebuild this club.
the best.
Easier said than done. They've been
best-
saying that for years.
Yeah, I know.
Liverpool goes the best season in history.
Yeah.
I mean, I think as long as Klopp is still there, they're gonna be
Yeah.
one of the best teams in the
The
world.
Klopp brand is huge right now, yeah.
Yeah,
That's all the questions.
from YouTube.
That from everyone. That's
Good.
questions
Wait,
done.
you even said TikTok.
Wonderful.
I said I started off with Instagram, then I went to TikTok. I finished off with YouTube.
I didn't. Even,
Thank you for the questions.
If we did,
What?
if Liam missed your
I did.
question,
I screenshotted them all. I went through them all.
just hate comment them. Just hate.
You do you,
Did
man.
you answer any questions from like a year ago, if we had any?
No. This is all within the past week.
If we had a comment a year ago, we probably would have answered it
Yeah, we have like
'Cause we
one
had-
comment a video potentially.
the entire year.
Yeah. Is there anything else to talk about?
No, we did very well. It's fun.
We will have.
Thank
If you are still here, thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Yes.
We greatly appreciate your support, and we know timestamps are in the description, so you may click through to whatever parts you want. That is more than fine. If you are still here, though, make sure you are subscribed, like the video, comment down below, Follow us on any and all social media:
Yes.
TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
If you want more of our
Spotify.
content, check out Lucas's channel.
Lucas has a YouTube channel.
He made a very good video on Stefan Elster.
Oh, you watched it?
Yeah, it
Yes,
was good.
I
Thank
loved
you.
it
I watched
too.
it.
That
I
was
gave it a
well,
like.
well done. I thought it was very funny.
I did mind it.
And then yes, I'm not gonna plug it anymore.
Here-
I mean,
Woz
yeah,
is
it's twitch.tv/it's
Oh.
was.
No, there's
The
just-
links there.
Also, if you are still here, I know it's unlikely, but we're close to hitting 1,000 subscribers, which is an incredible thing.
It is.
I
We
don't-
greatly appreciate it.
I think in October we didn't think we'd ever, but
No.
I think in October we're happy we got like 100.
but if
Let us know what you want us to do for 1,000 subs.
Oh, I was gonna ask, what was your favorite ever moment from our podcast so
Yeah.
far?
Oh wow.
And tell us what it is, and I'll try to find it, and maybe we can clip something together. Maybe you guys can find your favorite moments.
We
Like-
we have big plans for the future.
Also.
We're starting to pile things together.
yes, once
Be
more free
excited
time.
for the future of the
Because
90th
there
minute.
have been comments where people are like, you guys just do very long videos. You should do this and that. Like we have plans.
It's coming. Like Wednesday.
Big brain. Lucas is a big brain.
Wednesday is our Champions League episode, so that will be a bit of a
Wednesday
shorter
night
one.
or Thursday morning, it'll
Yeah.
be uploaded.
So stay tuned for that.
We might do TikTok lives here and there too.
Yes.
But that's all.
Let's wrap this up.
Yeah.
Please.
From Greg, from Lucas, Woz, and myself, Liam, thank you for tuning in, watching, and listening. This has been yet another week in the beautiful game. See you next time.